newly released Department of Justice documents show that investigators reviewing surveillance footage from the night of Jeffrey Epstein's death observed an orange-colored shape. I don't know about you, but orange-colored shapes move around my house all the time. An orange-colored shape was moving up the staircase towards the isolated, locked tier where Jeffrey Epstein's cell was located at approximately 10:39 p.m. on August 9th.
News for the mother of Today Show anchor Savannah Guthrie, who was first reported missing last weekend. So yesterday, we just saw a moment ago, Savannah, her brother, and her sister released that emotional video asking for Nancy Guthrie's safe return. The video plea also addressed reports of ransom notes in this case. 3 different media outlets say they've gotten ransom notes asking for millions of dollars in Bitcoin. Investigators, though, have not confirmed whether those notes are legitimate.
Emails in the files suggest that Bill Gates had additional affairs and that he tried to get medication to treat a sexually transmitted infection and that he was going to give you the medicine without you knowing.
Look at those young girls and say, my God, how did that happen to those girls, right? And so for me, it's just sadness for, you know, I left my marriage. I had to leave my marriage. I wanted to leave my marriage. I had to leave I felt I needed to eventually leave the foundation. So it's just sad.
I'm not sure if you guys can hear me. I'm frozen. Isn't that great?
I'm frozen.
Welcome back to Resistance Chicks. I'm one of your hosts, Michelle. We're going to see what happens. We're going to give it a second. We're going to give it a couple of seconds. I'm going to leave a little comment in the chat here. Can you hear me? Frozen. Audio is clear. No, that is terrible.
That's not a good face to freeze on either.
It's not a good, okay.
Come on.
Come on, Bessie.
In the name of Jesus, we got some good news. You know what?
Jesus.
It's trying to, hold on. It's trying to show
Do me a
itself.
favor. That needs to go in the dryer.
I know, I wanted to tell him. But
Oh,
now
okay.
I can't.
Can you, on the tower here,
You can do it, whatever.
on the front,
Yep.
on the front, come
Talk
back
to
to
it.
the front. That's the
That's
back.
the back.
All the way at the bottom, there's a tiny USB-C. USB-C,
Yep, got
USB-C. Unplug it, plug it back in.
Okay.
Woo! There he is! Hallelujah!
Where
Look
am I?
at that. You're what? Sorry.
I wanted to show you something. 'Cause
Why
I
don't
thought
you-
I would do another little load of laundry from
You
Michelle
could
before the
come over
show
here.
started. That's really hard. I gotta move the bag of flaxseed.
Okay.
Hey, I'm gonna put this. This is a My Pillow. It's in the washing machine. It's going in the dryer. Did you know you could wash and dry the My Pillows?
That's a great advertisement. Okay. That actually goes into what I was going to lead with. You know, and I have such good news. Tonight's going to be the best show you've ever tuned into. Okay. I don't know why. I'm feeling good. And well, that's what I'm getting to. Okay. So if you watched Healing for the Fractured Soul and Revelation Red Pill, I was there, but not quite alive. I'm feeling so much better today, like so much better. Still a little like, you know how when you've kicked a cold, but everything that was like clogging up here hasn't had a chance to come down yet. And so you're still a little bit like, what is that? So crazy. Somebody bought me this thing for my back. It's like, it's got all these nodules on it. It's really scary looking. And it's like a massager was what it is. Well, I have found the greatest use for that. And it's super painful. My face. Like, I know it doesn't belong for your face, but the Life Pro, what we call the jiggly plate, gave me an idea. And so I've been using it to kind of, and my chiropractor was trying to drain and he did this thing. And I was like, well, if you're doing that with your fingers, like I can just like turn this thing, crank this up. So I might have concussions. I don't know. But I've been using that to drain. So we're here. It's going to be an awesome show. Guys, Jeffrey Epstein is the opposite of a gift that keeps on opposite of gifting. Did you follow that? I did. You know what I'm saying? What I mean is, I think I'm not usually short for words, and you guys know that. This is, okay, so every scandal in history has been fairly limited. Even the JFK assassination, as crazy and intricate as it was, they've spent my entire life since, like, literally since it happened, since my mom was like 5. There have been conspiracy theorists ripping that thing up one side and down the other, and they have turned over every penny. And yet, there's not nearly as much evidence and people and connections, the web and evidence of Jeffrey Epstein and the audacity of Palm Bandy. I'm just going to start calling her that. Palm Bandy, because that sounds better, inverting those vowels there. Palm Bandy, to say that essentially there's not that much. What? So all that to say, I think, and I'm not sure that this is a good thing or a bad thing. It's just a thing. For the rest of our lives and our children's lives and our children's children's lives, I don't even have any children's, but we're going with it. They're going to be uncovering Jeffrey Epstein. Yuck. Like, for always. Ever. I don't know. It's that deep. So tonight we're going to play Glenn Beck and his take on, there has been, and you heard him say it in the intro that I played here, an orange figure. You know, we watched that footage.
We saw the orange figure, but now they have to admit to the orange figure that because
what's going on with that hat?
It's how okay. How is this supposed to be worn? They're gonna push it down like that?
No, that's, well, yeah. There you go. Why not run with it? Nope, that's good. Yeah,
I don't know. It's a small-headed hat.
it is.
But
So welcome back to the most professional show on the internet. Full stop, bar none. Jewel says, Epstein is the gift that keeps on vomiting. I would say poop, but poop is at least useful. That's so true. Thank you, Jewel. All right, so we've got that. Now, speaking of vomiting, I wanted to vomit watching Melinda Gates.
oh yeah, she'll send you.
So she's
into
good.
Into the toilet. She's a good liar.
I had to get a divorce. I wanted a divorce. And what happened to those girls? Like, how could they even? And it's just so sad. It's so sad. Like, everything that it's so, like, I don't know, robotic. I don't know.
Then she proceeds to tweet out that everyone has to vaccinate their kids.
Right, sure.
Like, she's still obsessed. She doesn't understand. Like, you need to leave that
No.
go.
So please, just because you divorce Satan, it still makes you the ex-wife of Satan. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you're
you
still
don't get to,
promoting
like,
Satan's vaccines.
now, I want to get, so.
But there is something else very interesting about the Epstein thing, and it has to do with the noose.
What do you, the news.
There's new information.
Right. So we're going to get into all of that. But, so when since I have been laid up, I will unashamedly tell you that I have been on a Hallmark mystery movie binge. Okay? Because they're so chick flick great. I love them so much. And I shouldn't, because I feel like I'm actually doing something. It's not a chick flick. You don't. I don't want to just watch romance. Forget romance. They could get rid of that whole part. I don't care. I want to solve a mystery. Like, give me a mystery to solve. Okay, and I'm getting really good at it now. This Savannah Guthrie thing, which I'm like sad for her, like, mom, if it is what it looks like. But here's the thing: I watch these movies. It's never what it looks like. Okay, like, it is never what you think. So we got this video, and please forgive me for making light of this, because I definitely want Nancy Guthrie to be recovered alive and found.
Nancy.
Her name is Nancy.
Nancy is her, yeah.
Savannah's mother's name is Nancy. Learn the characters. Got to get good at this. Okay. However,
Did you start by telling people what you're talking about?
So Savannah Guthrie is a news anchor for ABC.
The Today Show.
The Today Show. Or is that CBS?
It's Today. I think it's, I don't know. It's just.
No, it's the Today Show. Yeah. Forgive me if I'm getting this, the three-letter. This is going to be a great show. News station wrong. So anyway, her mother has been purportedly kidnapped.
I know.
And there has been a ransom note that has been issued to 3 news stations asking for Bitcoin. Her siblings have put out a video, a very heartfelt video. We're going to play it here. We played a little bit of the intro there. And I am so sorry that these Hallmark mystery movies have jaded me, because I now know it could be any one of you kids. It could be any one of you. Every character is a suspect. Savannah herself is a suspect. Okay? Nobody is above suspicion. All right? Don't mess with the girl that's had a cold for 4 days binge watching Hallmark mystery movies. You are all...
Is that neck you're on?
No, actually. Probably not. No, yes it is. But you got unplugged, so make sure everything's like plugged in right and everything. You're all on the list of suspects. That's all I got to say about this. So we're going to get into that murder mystery. It's NBC, but I was wrong both. I suggest. Thank you,
Nice
Jewel.
try.
Jeez. Chris says she also said a quiet thing out loud when she said that eventually she would have to leave the foundation. Why and why not immediately? That's the Melinda Gates story. Make sure it's plugged in all back here all the way to the yellow. So was it not? So I am rip roaring and ready to go, even though I am recovered, I believe. I think we've kicked the cold to the curb. It's just, there's some weirdness when you're coming out of these things. So I don't know what to expect here tonight, for tonight's show. Jewel says the only pillows that you can wash. Oh, and that's what I was getting to. I was going to get to that part. Okay. Turning your computer off and turning it back on again. That should probably, should do it.
All my tabs.
Well, I guess I could open them and then you can pull them up the way that I do. The My Pillow is being washed because I came out on the other side of this thing and I did what you do when you come out on the other side. You wash all the things. So even my pillow, my pillow is going in the washing machine and we're drying it and there you go. So you still can't get the internet, huh? How about we do this?
It's fine. Don't worry about it. I'll figure this out.
Well, I'm just thinking we could just go with them over here. I got all your tabs. I got all your stories. I also have all of Sunday's show. Do you know why? Because I have sent you 500. It's not just the murder mysteries I've been binge watching. I've sent you 500 reels. So I think we should just plan on Sunday's show being what we're going to call Michelle's Real Deal. I got these ducks swimming up this little pond thing.
Did you watch my
I'm
video
losing my mind
I made?
over this.
Did you watch the video I made today?
No, I didn't.
I made a video.
I did. Well, you didn't tell me that you did.
I did. I figured you'd find it.
That's okay. Hang on. Wait. Repeat what you just said.
You always do.
You said I did. That was a lie. You just lied on air.
No, I mean,
say it again.
that's not what I meant.
Yeah. Well, it's what you said.
I mean, I did make it.
Right.
I did. You said, I wasn't saying I did tell you. I was saying I did make it.
Right.
But you always find them because you just do.
Right. I haven't even uploaded the polar bear one.
Okay. Well, it was a thank you for you helping me out. So now you're back.
See, that happened to me the other day with you. Remember, I was trying to do a nice sister poem.
I know.
On the show, and you couldn't get serious.
I know.
Let's get serious.
No, because I've been outside all day
in the cold
since like 7 today. I I came home and ravagely ate this bean thing that's been sitting in a crock pot. How many of you, I need to know, how many of you have soaked dried beans and successfully cooked them in a crock pot? I cooked them on high for like 12 hours and they wouldn't get soft. These red kidney beans. And all over Twitter, everybody was talking about these wonderful recipes that you should be making if you're like, poor people or something. Not that we're poor, thank you Jesus, but they're like, if you really want your money to stretch and your crunch for time, just put beans and make red beans and rice. And I was like, sure, I'll try it. And I was like, you can't really cook dried beans like after you soak them in a crock pot. Like I can't. I can barely. Like I will put like
you gotta boil
black beans.
You gotta boil the heck out of those.
And
things.
I will boil black beans for like 5 hours, like on high.
Yeah.
And they still is like hard as like.
Did you just say they still is?
They still is hard.
They
no,
still is
they're
hard.
Still hard. They're still hard. So yeah, I have no.
No, I
internet
just
here.
had to turn it on. It was plugged in but not turned on.
Oh, okay, great.
Give it a second.
So, anyways, I come home. I've been outside all day, like all day.
And it's cold. Let's start out. It started out by snowing.
No, this day started out really nice. I will say that I started out with a hot flash. It's like I have too many clothes on today. Is what I put on extra clothes because I've been doing these horses in the mornings and it's been extremely cold, and I just needed an extra layer, and I put that extra layer on today. I was like, well, you don't need it today. I was like, okay. Tried to get early somewhere, and the snow forecaster, aka weatherman, he forecasted 1 to 3 inches of snow on Tuesday. They called off all the schools, and it didn't even stick.
Chicken Little.
And all the parents were so mad that they called off pre-called off school before it really started snowing. That for the past couple days, the snowcaster has been saying the same thing. He said 1 to 2. We'll just get a little 1 to 2 inches. You and I know 1 to 2. That's not a thing. It's not a big deal, right?
I did see the forecast that had the 3 to 5 section.
I didn't see that.
Okay, well, I did.
Nobody said that, but it didn't even matter because we didn't get 3 to 5.
I'm just saying.
We might have gotten 3. But here's the thing. I had a couple visits to do. I got stuck at one visit because this poor cat keeps messing with the water, like ghost cat moving giant water thing across the floor, like a poltergeist or something. And the electric water thing wasn't working. And so I'm stuck there for a little bit and get that all worked out. You guys have to see how I created this water thing. It was amazing. Okay. So I'm headed behind. It takes me twice as long to get to my next visit because it started snowing. It snowed like big flakes, like the big fat ones that are full of wet craziness.
And who knows what else?
Who knows what else, right? So I'm going super slow and not necessarily of my own free will, just behind cars. And I finally get to the horses, and the horses are covered in snow. The dogs are covered in snow. Dogs won't go out. The horses coming in to eat, and it's just snowing. And I realize that I'm stuck here now because when I turned on to the road I needed to turn onto, my back tires kind of spun out. And I was like, this isn't going to get better in the hour that I'm going to be here. It's only going to get worse. And I was going to need to be there for it was going to keep snowing for like the next 3 hours. So I was like, what are the odds if I leave and it's safer for me to go now than later? And so I had a panic attack for just a slight second. And Michelle walked me through, you can drive home in this because something about this snow, not snow in general, this snow was
slippery. It had a lot of people sliding off the road.
Not okay. Like, so I felt it. I felt something wasn't right about this snow. It's at 1 to 2 inches. Why would I? Nobody's afraid to drive in 1 to 2 inches of snow. Like, not a thing, right? Not a big deal. So Michelle coaches me, what you're going to do, blah, blah, blah. I'm so grateful. And I was like, I put my game face on and I'm driving. And thank God somebody had plowed the first 2 roads that I was on. I was like, I literally almost started crying tears of joy. And then I realized, oh, we're going to play chicken with 2 cars coming down the road, and they're not getting over. They're not getting over. So I get over. This woman goes past me, almost hits my mirror, doesn't even wave. And then the second guy waved. And then because I kind of got off the road, which Michelle said, whatever you do, don't get off the road. I kind of got off the road, and then I'm stuck. But I'm not stuck. Her,
I said, this is before this happened. I said, listen, Leah, what? I said, we rerouted a little bit. Minus the hills.
You rerouted me home.
I said, you're going to go this way so you don't have to go down any hills.
Well,
so
one hill.
I said, just stay.
I still had some hills.
I said, go slow enough that you stay on the road. I said, as long as you stay on the road, our car has all-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive, it will go forward.
Yes, it's a great coach. She found me and she mapped me out a new route. And then the owner of the house was like, you should go this other way. And I was like, okay, that's where we're going.
The same way I said.
Yeah. So, I back up, get back on the road, realize the 4-wheel wasn't engaged, so turn the 4-wheel, and I'm going slow. I'm going slow. And I get to the top of one hill. I still had one more hill to go. And God bless the 2 cars on the other side, because we all realized something. This is a one-way road right now, and we're going down this hill. Only one of us is going down, and only one of us is coming up at a time. And so she waited. I don't know how long it took me. I'm going down and up, and she waited, and she went going. And then I realized this snow is something different. It's just different. There's a car, and I could tell that car is off the road, had gone through the stoplight, and then just landed on the other side of the stoplight and had to abandon ship. Okay? I get home, and I get on the book of the face, right? And it was comment after comment after comment. 131 is closed down. 28's closed down. Yeah, I ran 2 stop signs. I ran a stoplight. I ran a this. I ran a that. I don't know what there's no conspiracy theory here. It's just craziness. It was like drowning in 6 inches of water. This is what happened in Cincinnati in just like 4 or 5 hours. We had parents who were just desperately fearful for their children's life. I sent my child to school and they're not ever coming home again. You know, it was like, you know, the afternoon kindergarten kids were like, we're just keeping them. We'll give them some peanut butter and jelly. Don't worry, parents. We're going to wait for the roads to clear because we hear y'all. We hear y'all. We know y'all are crashing out there like you're doing roller derby out there. Okay. It was legit. I got home and I literally sat in the car for like 30 minutes, and as the snow just kept coming down, I was like, I'm home. I'm home.
No. You called me.
Yeah, to tell you I'm home.
And you said, and almost in tears, I'm in the driveway. And this is what I said to you. I said, then why are you sad?
Because I wasn't sad. I was so happy. I was so happy. And listen, I'm in Ohio. I've driven in snow.
I'm in the driveway.
I've driven up hills with snow. I have climbed to the top of the hills. I engaged.
You've hiked Mount Everest.
No, with the car. Like, we drive in snow. It's what we do here in Ohio. But this today, I don't know what it was. I don't know what it was. But I'm glad to be home. So then we shoveled, and then I was gonna have to. I got a client with who lives in a maze of crazy little hills, and she first told me, "Ain't nobody getting in and out, so just forget going for the cats." And then I had this brilliant idea that I'd park way far away and hike in, because that's what other people do. These older people, it's like a retirement community for like the what do you call that? The Arbor Foundation, the tree huggers.
Oh, yeah,
the hikers and stuff.
Yeah.
The Sierra Club.
Well, because it's in the listen, we don't have mountains. It's in the woods.
It's like the Sierra Club for retired people.
I don't know what the Sierra Club is.
It's a hiking club. It's a nature outdoors deal. Okay. So these are out, and I've seen them hike in and out. Like we asked them at the first consultation we ever did with this, and I know we're gonna get to the news here. Hang on. It's news for me.
We just vent on this show. You come for it, and right. I love you for it. So we go to this.
I think I'm still shaking.
Consultation, a year or 2 ago? Mm-hmm. Yeah, Trump was still running for office, so they were really pretty. And love them. They're great people. And we were able to kind of help calm them down a little bit. You know, so scared of Trump.
They're Christians who wanted to vote for Kamala.
Right. So we meet them, but we asked them. Well, this was summer.
What do you guys?
what do you do in the winter
Yeah.
when it snows? Like, how do you get in and out of here? And they were like, it's not really a problem because pretty much everybody here is retired. So I said, so that means you just don't leave in the snow. And they're like, yeah, we just don't
So
go
I
anywhere.
think they had somebody come to pave the actual roads, and then while I was there, they had little bobcats running around.
Plowed it.
They pave it.
They plowed it.
Please let me say paved.
Leah.
I've been saying it all day.
But
I can't
you came
stop.
down here and you said plowed correctly.
I can't stop it. I
All
can't
right,
stop it. Okay,
so-
so today.
Yep.
That was what I did today.
Now we got tips on the beans. Would you like to hear them?
I do.
Okay.
I do. Give them to me.
Over
Give
on
them to me.
Facebook, Cindy says some beans are really hard to cook. Use a pressure cooker. We've done that.
Well,
Does
yeah, I
work
will.
well.
I will. But this was all these people saying the comment was this, and this is news. This was something I saw on Twitter this year. It was an argument.
For poor people.
Yeah, that like
Just cook you some dried beans and
no,
rice
well, here was the argument.
in the crock pot.
Here was the argument in favor of low income people who work a lot.
Okay.
That it's really hard to come home after working maybe 12-hour shifts, especially maybe you work a hard job. You're physically tired. I've done that. If you guys have had hard shit, you don't want to do anything. You just want to get home and sit, right? And it's hard to come home as a low income person and just cook, right? So sometimes they eat out bad food, and there's a lot of like Ubering going on because people can't fathom cooking food. So the internet is great for that. The Twitter is great for people who don't have sympathy.
Right.
You can always, there's
Pull
always
yourself up by your bootstraps.
If you don't have any
lazy, poor nincompoop.
but if you don't have any boots,
that was a big boops there.
then that's your fault.
Right.
Okay, just make them.
You ain't got no boops. Your fault.
Just make them.
Yeah.
But everybody was like, have you ever heard of a crock pot? And so then everybody started posting the same thing. Just make beans and rice. Just make beans and rice. Just
In your
make
crock pot.
in your crock pot. Now, I consider canned beans, number one, very expensive. Mm-hmm. Especially if you're going to feed like a whole family.
Yep.
And number two, cheating. And number three, not so great.
Right.
I mean, it's not horrible, but it's not so great.
Right.
So I only cook with dry beans, and that would fit in the poor people category of. But so they said, yes, you can do the dried beans too. You just put them in there, and 4 or 5 or 6 hours later, you leave for work, you turn them on, you get home, they're cooked. Why didn't it work for me?
So lentils
Yeah.
will cook, but they're not as cheap as beans.
And I've
still cheap.
tried to do the rice thing in the crock pot, and that turns to mush.
So that's true.
So I don't know, to say this is easy, this crock potty thing for beans and
Crock
rice.
potty?
And I was going to post on Facebook. I want all y'all's very best all day crock pot recipes. You put them on in the morning. You're supposed to eat them at night. I want your very best. We only do one pretty much. It's a roast and potatoes and onions and carrots. That's like all we do in the crock pot. If there's anything,
There's one, but here's the problem that I have.
yeah.
There's other things I would do in the crock pot, but I don't because the crock pot ain't big enough for. I want it to be big. Like I need it. So if you're serving a family, like you got
can't do
like
a whole
4
meal in a
teenage
crock
boys,
pot.
you
Yeah.
can't like cook a meal of food for 4 teenage boys in a crock pot.
No, and then like people are like world renowned crock pot recipe, and it's just meat, flavored meat. It's like that's not a recipe. A recipe has it's like a meal, isn't it? Isn't it? Like,
Right.
So those are I want to know. I want to know what you guys.
But I will say that if you had a big enough crock pot, my recipe for the crock pot would be pork chops, rice, celery, onion, and mushroom soup.
You do it good in the oven, and
No, I've done it in the crock pot before. I can't fit as much in there.
it's just so mushy.
You know, you could, if you don't like pork chops, you could do chicken. All right. So one more thing. Nana says to cook and defluff beans, you bring to a boil, cover and sit for 1 hour, drain and rinse, repeat 2 times, 3 times total, bring to a boil, add salt, simmer until tender. Yes. So that is how you do beans. That is how we do beans. What we're saying is the internet was telling us that we could do beans in a crock pot, and they're wrong. They lied. So there we are.
There we are. So there was a lot of things, guys, this week on Twitter that was causing. Oh, this needs to be mailed.
Oh,
Your
yeah,
prayers
thank
to
you.
Shake Heaven is rights here still. It needs to be mailed. It will
Sharon
be
says,
mailed.
I make beef stew in a crock pot, put everything in and cook all day. That is something good.
No, that's what I'm talking about. Like,
That's what we can do. That's what we do
that's what
well.
I'm talking about. You got something else? I'm not, that's good. That's what I'm talking about. The beef stew stuff, we do. You got anything beyond that?
No, but that's good. But again, we eat. So when we cook things like that, we cook big. So crock pot just isn't going to cut it for me for beef stew. I need a big pot for beef stew, right? Because like that's like one meal. We do leftovers for like 4 days. That is going to be big.
I bet you can do a mac and cheese in there. It's probably pretty good. I would think, but you still gotta
So
cook it.
I'm going to hit a couple stories that you may not have just, I'm just going to tell y'all people, this is hilarious to me. So Billie Eilish is apparently some singer. I say that way because I barely know what she looks like.
Okay.
You don't have this story up?
No.
You don't know about it?
No. What? She's just gross. So what's the?
So
what's
she says that no one is living legally on stolen land.
Oh yeah, I've heard her say that. Mm-hmm.
Right. So then the native tribes, there's a specific tribe, forgive me for not knowing right offhand, that has come to say that her very specific property is native land. And so where does that leave her? And so there's some memes going around of AI, of her, Chief Riverwind actually shared it out. He thought it was funny.
Mm-hmm.
Her deeding her property over to a Native American chief.
Oh really?
No, it's a meme.
Oh, it's a
Listen to
meme.
my words.
Okay.
I said there's memes.
Yeah.
People are making fun because where does that leave her now? If she's saying that no one can live legally on stolen land, essentially from the Native Americans, and yet this tribe comes and says, okay, pay up because there you go.
Well, has she done it yet?
Leah, this just happened. I haven't seen her response. If there's a response, I didn't see it.
Okay, so does anybody know who Bad Bunny is?
So we covered this. He's apparently a very famous singer that is Hispanic.
Okay. He's pretty
We covered this
perverted,
on
I
our
guess.
show.
So
Actually.
why
when they slated him, we covered it on our show. I do
Okay.
not remember this.
I'm kind of rhetorical. Okay.
Brandy says on low in a crock pot ready in an 8-hour shift. I do pintos and white kidney beans this way. Well,
What?
we did.
Pinto beans. I soak them. I soak them for like 16 hours. I rinse them. I put it in there for on high for like 10 hours. Hard as a rock.
There's something wrong with your beans.
No, they finally cooked. They did.
They
and
were
everything.
like extra dry.
I ate them tonight. 3 days later.
What they taste like?
Burnt.
Oh,
A little bit burnt.
that's sad.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, I got more comments here. So Bottle Crockett Bev. Oh, hey Bev. She says, I see a video of a mortician who explained how every quote dead picture of Epstein was not accurate. His face could not have been a deceased person. She says stew meat, water, onions, garlic, green beans, carrots, corn, 2 bay leaves, chicky soup, water, chicken, celery, onions, carrots, garlic. Those again, excellent recipes, but are all like meat based. So everybody was saying you could do it with like an add of starch. So I'm saying potatoes. You could do a recipe with a potato. Probably. I don't know. Might overcook
Give me
it,
a
though.
recipe.
Well, that would be your stew, right?
Yeah. Okay, so this Bad Bunny guy, I guess he sings in Spanish, and that's kind of the big thing that people have a problem with.
Wait.
And he's
Why would they have a problem with him singing in Spanish?
because it's
though?
American, and they would like English sung at the halftime
Okay.
Super Bowl.
Okay.
Okay, that's what Danica Patrick said. This is America. We speak English.
We speak American.
We speak American here, okay?
Duh.
So back a while, was it before or after Charlie was assassinated? They decided to have Turning Point do a halftime show, like somewhere else. And Forrest Frank and another Christian artist, they decided that they would put like any sort of political leanings aside, and if they could just make it all about Jesus and make it a Jesus fest, it would be the biggest thing ever. They were on the phone. Now, let me see if I actually tweeted this one out. I might have, because I think I forgot to bring out the ones I tweeted out. They got on the phone with Turning Point people, and they said, no, that's not where we're going. We don't want to make it about Jesus. And when I heard that, I got so righteously indignant that all of my thoughts about Turning Point are turning out to be right. I believe that Charlie would have gotten behind a Jesus Fest. And instead, Michelle, what do we have?
Okay, so a couple of things.
Oh my gosh, it is airing. Oh my gosh, you cannot. They're going to air this on TBN.
Oh, well, okay. So Kid Rock, did I say this already on the show, or maybe I just said it
Who
to
the heck
Leah?
is Gabby Barrett?
Kid Rock is the unfortunate poster child
Headliner.
for mega music. It's like the only person that we have. Okay. Because of the Epstein files. People posted Bruce Springsteen lyrics of, child pedophilia stuff. Then it came out that Kid Rock himself has pedophilic lyrics. One of them says something like, it's not statutory, it's mandatory.
Right.
Okay. To my knowledge, he has not rescinded those lyrics. He's not come out to and this is what I told Leah. I said, even if you said, I take back that song, I never should have done it or whatever. I
like them underage. See, some say it's statutory, but I say it's mandatory.
Right. So I said to Leah, I said, it's not enough to renounce a song like that. You have to come out and explain yourself. Why would you use lyrics like that? And he's never done that. He has never done that. He's one of them.
He answered it by saying, learning to love the hate. We're approaching this like David and Goliath. Competing with the pro football machine and the global pop superstar is almost impossible, or is it?
Do you have something up you want me to pull up on screen?
No,
already? Well, you had that All-American Halftime show. I wanted to show him the thing.
Oh. It's just Turning Point. All
Turning
American Halftime
website.
It's American Halftime show. And I don't even know who the other three are. And for making this a Jesus Fest.
You were looking for the Forrest Frank thing is what you were looking for, I think.
No, I wasn't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I had been, but yeah.
There was a picture, I guess. Okay, so here's your people that we don't even know who they are, besides Kid Rock. Brantley, Gilbert, Lee Bryce.
I just read them.
Oh, okay, I'm so sorry. This is a joke. It's a joke.
It is.
People will tune into this, but hear me out. This will make them millions.
Will it?
I can guarantee you they are going to make so much money off of this. This is not a donation. I believe this is a money-making scheme.
Do you have to pay to watch it?
No, but they'll probably have advertisers and just even, putting it out there. The fact that it's going to air on all of those networks, I'm telling you, they are slating this like this is some sort of gift that they're giving. They're not, I can guarantee you that this is going to, in whatever way, come back for them to have made money on this. I promise you that. Honestly, if I was the NFL, right? You almost could like sue for like a copyright, like, you know what I'm saying? Like calling it the halftime show. I mean, obviously that's probably not a copyrighted thing, or they would be suing. You know, here's the deal. I'm not against doing a halftime show. Originally, it was an idea by Forrest Frank and the other guy. And so there was rumors going around with 2 different ones. And then you saw the fake. I hope you guys knew these right away, because I did. The day they came out, they showed Carrie Underwood and all of these really, really big names.
So the chick is American Idol season 16. She's a country. They're all country singers. All 3 of them. None of them are Christian singers.
But this is big for them. It's good for all of these people. Every person involved. This is good for them. This is not a donation that they're doing. And so the fact that they don't want to make it about Jesus, and they didn't want to make it so that like Forrest Frank, like he's the biggest thing ever, right? But he's all about Jesus. So the fact that he was pretty much excluded says all you need to know. Like, so don't give me this whole like grieving widow stuff. I'm telling you, this woman and these people are the lowest of low. And I think that they had planned to trap Charlie from day one. They wanted to harness him. They saw something that he had that was going to take off, the whatever you want to call the it factor. I call it innocence and the power of God. And they had to stop it. And
so
I think it was planned from the beginning. None of these people ever had a heart for Jesus.
So I'm going to post this from Corey Asbury.
That's the other one that would have
Corey
been
Asbury.
Yeah.
And let him explain to you how they tried to make it about Jesus. And, you know, I saw some comments where like people would have just tuned out if it was about Jesus. And I said, no. Did you see that Charlie Kirk's funeral wasn't a secular funeral? It was a Christian funeral with 3 Christian pop artists, and almost 300,000 people came. So it didn't happen, by the way, but this was a
Am I missing something?
I think you just scroll down to hit like unmute.
Is this a TikTok?
Yeah, there's
we
unmute
can't play
right,
TikToks.
right there.
Okay.
Messages and comments. I love it, but I'm here to provide some clarity on this thing. So about a month ago, Forrest and I soft launched this idea of an alternative halftime show. People loved it. It took off. It went viral quickly. Seemed like there was a desire for something like this. And in the midst of that, Turning Point USA announced their own alternative halftime show. No venue, no artist, but they said, hey, we're doing this. So in the spirit of unity, Forrest and I jumped on a call with their team to talk it through. Productive, amicable discussion. But at the end of the day, the 2 visions are just incompatible. We want this to be a Jesus moment. We want this to be a time where culture is doing one thing and we're doing another. We're glorifying the name of Jesus. We're showing his preeminence. We're worshiping. We're praying. I almost see it like an evangelistic Billy Graham crusade kind of thing, where there's a call to the altar. There's a call to give lives to Jesus, and there's just mass salvation taking place across this nation. How beautiful would that be? So now it's time to find a venue, find donors and sponsors, because this is going to cost legitimately millions of dollars. Forrest and I are not taking a dime from this. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme. This is simply, let's offer something to the nation and to the Lord. So we've got our work cut out for us. If y'all know people, let us know, connect us, send me a DM, send me a message, and let's see what God does. Announcement coming soon. Love you guys. Peace.
All right, so
All right, y'all.
here's the
I've been getting
disappointing part
absolutely
about
blown.
this. That was November. And to my knowledge, they are not doing an event.
No, they're not.
And that's really sad. That Turning Point USA did not want to make it about Jesus, but rather wanted to make it a secular event.
So Corey Asbury is the one who does Reckless Love.
Let me explain to you
in
something.
case you wanted to know.
Let me explain. the opposite of the world is not a soft version of the world.
Yeah,
The opposite of pornography is not soft porn.
exactly.
So what TPUSA is saying, well, we realize that people don't want like hardcore porn,
So
we're
just
going to give them soft porn.
So we're just gonna put a bunch of women out there in bikinis.
right.
That's exactly what it is. Exactly what it is.
Because they still want the yuck.
Yeah.
So we have to give them some yuck because they would never come just for pure Jesus.
We're literally talking about a guy who said, I like them underage. It's not statutory, it's mandatory. And that goes along with, so there's Kid Rock and then what's his name?
I don't know these names.
No.
I don't have them memorized.
The other guy,
Shemaine's husband?
yes, Ted Nugent.
Okay.
Ted Nugent. Kid Rock was just following in the footsteps of Ted Nugent. And especially in the 80s and then into Kid Rock's era, it was a very common thing to have 13, 14, and 15-year-olds in your tour bus and singing about you. And just so young that Ted Nugent has a song about a 13-year-old. 13.
Yeah, but he also had a legit relationship with.
He adopted a 16-year-old girl so that he could take her out of state on his tour bus and sleep with her. That's sick. I'm your dad, but I'm going to sleep with you. Like, and her mom let him do it. Like, it's so weird. Signed over parental rights so he could take her out of state. These people are sick. And this goes to the next story of this week. As if MAGA could not tie itself to any more demonic Satan things. This Nicki Minaj, and I need to make a post
Did you
on Facebook
Okay.
after I shared her Christian-y posts. I didn't know that she was such a faker. I guarantee you that that girl is picked. Everything that she's saying is scripted. It's a script.
Yeah.
Donald Trump and MAGA world knew that he had lost people like us, the Christians, the solid thinking people. And the only way you were going to get any of us back to vote for you or vote for Republicans in the primary or in the general is, or real ones or fake ones. We're not voting for the fake ones. Let's put it that way. If we have a real one, we'll vote for them. But the only way you're going to get anybody, get out there is you need new people because the other people like us, we want to see results. We were promised something. We gave you our vote and we were promised closed borders. We were promised that you'd fix the economy. We were promised that you would drain the swamp. And now the swamp is all around you. We were promised pro-life. We were promised these things. And you've turned your back on us. And so they're like, well, what if we just get some more? We did well with the black vote, but we could get more. We need a celebrity. And so they go and they get Nicki Minaj. I'm sure there's like how to buy a celebrity for politics underground. And they found one. And she made a speech and she's out there and I will always support him. You can't say that. You can't say that about a politician. But she says, I will till the end of whatever. Okay. And then she dances with Scott Bassinet, who is gay, supposedly married, supposedly adopted a son. Okay. And dances while she says, and I will show it to you, but I'll put it on mute. While she says several curse words. Let's put it that way. Here we go. And if you want to hear it, you can, like the last 3 or 4 seconds, there's no curse words.
No, we don't need to hear it. They don't need to hear it. I can't. Leah, I've already had to watch this thing so many times. It has shown up in my feed so many times. Like, it just doesn't stop. And so she's always, and so in this, it's very provocative dance.
Mm-hmm.
She rubs her breasts. I don't mind saying that out loud. Like, it's gross.
And TrumpAccounts.gov.
So did you read my post about it?
No, I didn't.
Okay. So she uses the F-bomb and it's gross. So, but at the very end, I'm going to show you this. The Trump accounts jumpstart the American dream. I'm going to take you to Facebook.
So gross.
And I'm going to read to you what I said about this the other day. Because this was the thing that I don't know why. Sometimes God lays something before my feet instead of Leah's first, which is interesting when that happens. There's Leah's video from earlier. Okay, there's a lot going on over on Resistance Chicks Facebook. Didn't think it'd take this long. Okay, so I said, okay, hear me out. Nicki Minaj, I'm all about celebrities coming to Jesus and using their voices to glorify God. However, when they are platformed as someone to listen to by other well-known Christians, it sends a message that their life is a good standard to follow. What if that person is still being sanctified and, quote, out of the same mouth flow blessings and cursings? These things ought not be. Please go and read the rest of James chapter 3. There's no caveat for if the person is a new Christian to go ahead and, quote, allow out of the same mouth blessings and cursings. He literally just says these things shouldn't be. And then I said the other day, Trump called Nicki up on stage very briefly, where she proceeded to tell everybody that she was his #1 fan and that wasn't going to change and that she was going to continue to support him and that God was going to protect him, saying, amen, like a regular decades-old Christian. She has been using her voice to speak out about her newfound Christianity, which I normally would think is great. However, she has been palling around with Scott Bessent. That's how you say his name. It's unfortunate. It's the descent into the Bessent, the U.S. Treasury Secretary who is openly gay. And the same day that she says God needs to protect Trump, the two of them did a short video. Apparently, some trend on TikTok. It's like the bee's knees or bees something or other. The camera spins around Minaj, as you saw, and Bessent, where Nicki raps over a song with complete vulgarity. It's so bad I can't even share the actual video. The video has showed up in my feed countless times and unfortunately often autoplays and quickly jumps to her vulgar words. The worst irony, and this is what I wanted to get to, of all of this, is at the end of the video, it's promoting the Trump accounts, a literal government website. The video is promoting accounts for children, and it is unclear at the end whether the official Trump accounts website actually produced this video. This girl supposedly calls out satanic pedophile rings and at the same time uses vulgarity to promote savings accounts by the government for little children. Please be wise as serpents and harmless as doves. Don't buy into the garbage that these people actually care about children and their purity because they do not. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Did you know that she's married to a sex offender and her brother is currently in jail for a sexual assault against his 11-year-old stepdaughter?
No, I did not, but that does not surprise me.
She's married to a registered sex offender for attempted rape of a 16-year-old girl. He served 4 years in prison for it. Now, that was in 1995, but he's still attempted rapist, and her brother is a sexual assaulter of babies. Like I consider 11-year-old, a child and his stepdaughter. So this is what the devil does. And you have to be really, really careful and you have to be really on your A game. Okay. This whole world of, but you're going to she's getting sanctified. This is a blatant in your face wolf. This is not a repentant person.
Right.
This is a person wearing Christian. And I'll just say Christians are persecuted like this. And then she'll touch herself and then she will curse and say swear words and all these things because she's not a Christian. Christian means repentant. This week, there was a huge kerfuffle on Twitter. If you weren't there, you might not know who Elijah Schaffer is. He's frequently on Alex Jones. He's a blonde-headed kid, young guy, and he has a very large kind of social media presence, and he runs in the same circles as the Candace Owens and the Paul Joseph Watson and all those people. Sure. Well, he has been posting really weird things lately, like his car was stolen, and he ended up in a hotel that flooded, and his wife left him with the kids and maybe they're kidnapped. And it's just all this weird stuff. And it turns out that he was sleeping with this other famous Sarah Stock girl on Twitter in the same circle of conservatives who had recently gotten married as a Catholic to a man and made a huge big show of saving herself for marriage, which her husband that she's married to now, they waited while she is sleeping with Elijah. Elijah Schaefer makes a big show of his super homemaking wife and 2 kids. Look at my great wife. She's making bread. She's doing all these things. She's a great homemaker. Meanwhile, he's going around sleeping with all these people. So then Milo posts a couple days ago and says, Elijah, you know, you need to make things right or it's coming out. And then Elijah posted, so what if I have my blankety blank, it works. And I will just come out with this trash on me before anybody else can. So then a video leaks of him in a very profanity-laced tirade or audio against his wife, who is like, for all intents and purposes, just this stay-at-home Christian mom. And there's so much, you guys might call it gossip. It's not gossip if we're telling you and bringing you stories that are happening right in front of us, in front of our world, with all of the people that we have in our circle of people. Now, Michelle and I were in the Clay Clark Reawaken circle. We weren't in the MAGA circle with the Megyn Kellys and the Jack Posobics. Like, that was the Turning Point circle, wasn't our circle. The Reawaken tour stuff was, those people were our circle. And the Reawaken people, by and large, seem to be even if it's means much better than these other Turning Point people who have been turning out to be absolutely vile. And there was a video that came out this week where these two circles collided, and it was brought out by J.P. Spears. And it was a parody or a sketch, you should say, on people wondering about Erica. And there was such a dividing line between the reactions. The reactions on one side were, he's just asking questions in a satirical way that any normal person would. And I'm going to play for you Savannah Guthrie, who the ABC host, whose mom, NBC host, whose mom is kidnapped right now. This woman is beside herself. She's a wreck, okay? Her mom could still be alive, but she is an emotional wreck. So are her siblings. You can see it. She has shown more emotion, like normal emotions, over her mother, who is very elderly, by the way, 80-something. I mean, not that it's different, but it is a difference, you know, who's kidnapped, than Erica has ever shown over her husband, who's dead and gone and was killed in the most violent way. This is the question that we are asking people. Like, what is happening here? And so
the Bible tells us, and I keep coming back to this scripture, they are without feeling. They are without feeling. She doesn't have feelings. You want to talk about being a robot? I don't mean a physical one, okay? But metaphorically, Erica Kirk is turning out to be a demonic robot.
It's very strange to watch. So I think I want to talk about Savannah Guthrie first, because number one, it's a very interesting and bizarre story.
It's what I want to call political true crime.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And an interesting aspect of this is that Trump he loves the mainstream media. He really does. He wants to be their friend. And so he has said that federal law enforcement will help search for Savannah Guthrie's mother. Now, I have several videos on this. Absolutely horrific story. Let's play this short here that you used. These are how normal people, I wouldn't use it necessarily as a barometer against Erica unless it's like all happening at the same time. But when I watched this, I was like, this was what we were all expecting from Erica, and because we didn't see any form of like emotion, it just feels weird. Go ahead.
We are doing everything that we can. We are ready to talk. However, we live in a world where voices and images are easily manipulated.
She looks just like her sister.
We need to know, without a doubt, that she is alive and that you have her. We want to hear from you, and we are ready to listen.
Topping our national headlines this morning, the search continues for the mother of Today Show anchor Savannah Guthrie, who was first reported missing last weekend. So yesterday, we just saw a moment ago, Savannah, her brother, and her sister released that emotional video asking for Nancy Guthrie's safe return. The video plea also addressed reports of ransom notes in this case. 3 different media outlets say they've gotten ransom notes asking for millions of dollars in Bitcoin. Investigators, though, have not confirmed whether those notes are legitimate.
We are doing everything that we can. We are ready to talk.
Okay, I think it's playing again.
However,
this is a very strange case. Now, I first saw the clip with Megyn Kelly talking about it, and so I think I'm going to skip that because there wasn't any like real revelations. They're thinking that it could be a brother-in-law, but I don't know, like what kind of brother-in-law? One of those who like her sister's husband? Like, I don't know. I'm gonna. It says deadline passes for questionable demand. I'm going to read the Zero Hedge article and then I'm going to go to this video here. So Donald Trump said he spoke to Savannah Guthrie on Wednesday, reassuring her federal help in the disappearance case of her mother, Nancy Guthrie, who is suspected to be kidnapped. Trump said on Truth Social, I spoke with Savannah Guthrie and to let her know that I am directing all federal law enforcement to be at the family's and local law enforcement's complete disposal immediately. We are deploying all resources to get her mother home safely. The prayers of our nation are with her and her family. God bless and protect Nancy. It looks like she was kidnapped or last seen at 9:30 p.m. January 31st at her home in the Catalina foothills in Arizona. Reported missing February 1st because she didn't show up to church. The case drew national attention with the president addressing the matter in the Oval Office on February 3rd. He says, I think it's a terrible thing. He called Nancy Guthrie's disappearance a very unusual situation. I don't know necessarily that we have any updates on this. So I want to go to the Crime and Law Network over here. 7 ransom note details of this abduction.
A video that was posted to Instagram overnight, where the search for Nancy seems to be centered as the FBI is offering thousands of dollars now as a reward. We're on the case presented by Law and Crime. I'm Chris Stewart. Well, it is now day 6 in the search for Nancy Guthrie, and one of the 2 deadlines listed in an alleged ransom note is passed.
This is Cameron Guthrie. I'm speaking for the Guthrie family. Whoever is out there holding our mother, we want to hear from you. We haven't heard anything directly. We need you to reach out and we need a way to communicate with you so we can move forward. But first, we have to know that you have our mom. We want to talk to you and we are waiting for contact.
That's the video posted right around the time that the FBI says a deadline was listed in the alleged ransom note that authorities and the Guthrie family seem to be taking very seriously. Now, that deadline was 5 p.m. Mountain Time on Thursday. The FBI also said that there is a second deadline listed in the note, claiming it was around sometime this upcoming Monday, but they didn't go into further details on that during a news conference Thursday at the Pima County Sheriff's Department. They did, though, unveil some key information that was included in the alleged note.
Next, regarding the ransom letter. We are aware of a ransom letter that was sent to the local media and then to national outlets. As with every lead, we are taking it seriously. We are in communication with the family. And while we advise and recommend from a law enforcement perspective, any action taken on any ransom is ultimately decided by the family. Thank you to those in the community that have called in tips. For anyone out there that may have information, no matter how small you think it may be, please report it. You can do so by calling 1-800-CALL-FBI or online at tips.fbi.gov.
Now, the alleged ransom note that has been talked about was received by TMZ, as well as at least 2 local TV stations in Tucson. TMZ said the FBI asked them to withhold sharing certain pieces of information in the note, but they did unveil some new details overnight that we'll talk about here in just a moment. The FBI said as of Thursday, there's been no communication between them, the Guthries, beyond this alleged note that they're still trying to figure out whether it is actually related to the people who allegedly took Nancy Guthrie. They did say that there are certain details about this note, the timeline of it, that it's just odd in these cases. The fact that these kidnappers, they send this note, but there has been zero communication since. Now, this note that was sent to local television stations on February 2nd, the day after Nancy was taken, they also say that that is odd considering that she is this elderly woman who needs medication daily. And without it, according to the sheriff, it could be fatal. Now, after that news conference on Thursday, we did see some activity, not just at the home of Nancy Guthrie, but it appears new that authorities are canvassing the area around the home of Nancy's daughter, Annie. Now, these are pictures of Annie's home in Tucson, and she is the oldest daughter of Nancy Guthrie. It is believed that this is where Nancy was for dinner Saturday night. Media outlets say that they saw members of law enforcement canvassing the neighborhood around Annie's home on Thursday night. They were reportedly asking her neighbors for home surveillance video. They did the same earlier in the week in Nancy's neighborhood. Now, it's important to note that it's unclear if this is law enforcement retracing their steps, just getting a fresh look at Annie's neighborhood, since this is where it is believed that Nancy was before heading home, where she was allegedly kidnapped, or is this because of new information that has come in? We do know that the federal government is now offering a lot more resources over the last 24, 48 hours in helping the local sheriff's office there in Pima County. So is this a situation where just these new resources are getting acclimated with the area? They wouldn't go into more details about that, but you're certainly seeing more activity around the house where Nancy Guthrie is believed to have had dinner before heading home, where she was allegedly kidnapped later that night in the early hours of Sunday morning. Now, there have been reports as well that a vehicle belonging to Annie Guthrie's family was taken by law enforcement. On Thursday, the Pima County Sheriff brought that up and passed it off more as standard procedure of looking at the evidence in this case. Potentially that is the vehicle that Nancy Guthrie took to get home after dinner at Annie's house.
The car, the car that was at the home, it's just standard investigative practices. It's part of the search warrant scene, court orders. We pull it out of there and do our scene processing with the vehicle.
Now, we know from the sheriff that Nancy took an Uber to Annie's home around 5:30 Saturday night. She has dinner there with her family. She has games. It's a very typical evening. And then she is driven by family, according to the sheriff, back to her house where she lives alone, and she arrives home around 9:45 in the evening. Now, the sheriff was asked who was the person or people, the members of her family, who drove her back to her house. But the sheriff said he's just going to keep his answer at family at this point, not specifically saying who the person was who drove Nancy home. It's certainly interesting, but it also may be the sheriff just trying to protect the names of people, as he reiterated yesterday that they do not have a suspect or person of interest in this case.
Can you confirm whether it was Annie or her son-in-law, Tim, also who took her home that night?
I think the timeline that the sheriff provided was a family member, but
Just family. We're going to go with family.
Now, before I get back to more of what was reportedly in these alleged ransom notes, I want to go through the new timeline that we have, what law enforcement said for the first time, laying out what they found in this investigation. But it's also important to talk about what law enforcement won't say, which could be key in piecing together where they are at this point. Now, deputies say when Nancy gets home, her garage door opens at 9:48 in the evening, and then it closes 2 minutes later. So that is believed to be when Nancy gets home and she goes to bed. Things get very concerning a couple of hours later at 1:47 in the morning. That is when Nancy's doorbell camera disconnects. Now, you might remember this video from earlier in the week from News Nation showing the doorbell camera missing from its mount on Nancy's front door. The new information we have on that is the sheriff said that law enforcement does not have that device, that camera, in their possession. The sheriff also said the blood that was found on the front steps of the house was sent in for DNA, and it came back as Nancy's blood. They also say at this point they do not have evidence that is tested positive for someone else's DNA. They did say they're waiting for some results to come back. The doorbell camera is gone, but there is some kind of software in the home that picked up motion outside the house at 2:12 in the morning. The sheriff says that they were not able to get video of whatever that was outside the house. He admits it could be an animal, but it also could be very critical to this investigation. It could be the suspect who allegedly took Nancy Guthrie. You have 2:28. This is very key. Nancy's pacemaker disconnects from her iPhone. Now, law enforcement say they have Nancy's phone. And just from our research, it appears that a lot of pacemaker apps can disconnect when they're separated from the phone. It may not be a situation where someone goes into a phone and then physically turns off the app or something like that. Now, Nancy then does not show up for church the next day on Sunday, and that's where family gets concerned. They go to check on her just before noon. Then at 12:03, 911 is called.
Nancy, a white female, 84 years of age, 5'2" medium build, powder blue. After 2,200 hours as of yesterday.
You need to know.
information that can help authorities find Nancy Guthrie and bring those who took her to justice. And anyone with information can call the FBI. 1-800-CALL-FBI is the number, or Colella down, and he is now facing 2 federal charges. And I mean, certainly you look at this and it's just, who is the type of person? And he's only accused of it at this point. He hasn't been found guilty, and certainly these are all allegations. But what is the type of person that would watch that emotional video of Savannah Guthrie and her siblings and then try and take advantage of them? It just blows your mind. Law enforcement does make it clear.
We missed that.
As maybe shrewd as allegedly he thought he was, it was no match for the FBI, apparently, because the phone numbers through open sources online for 2 family members who are very close to Nancy Guthrie, he allegedly sent them text messages as he was following this story on TV. And the message he allegedly sent, quote, "Did you get the Bitcoin? We're waiting on our end for the transaction." The FBI says he then called a member of Nancy's family shortly after sending the text, and that call lasted allegedly 9 seconds. Colella admitted to using an app that allows you to call someone from a different phone number than your own, for as maybe shrewd as allegedly he thought he was. It was no match for the FBI, apparently, because they blasted through that app pretty quickly. They found the app that he used was linked to an email, DerekColella@gmail.com. A SWAT team then reportedly took Colella down, and he is now facing 2 federal charges. And I mean, certainly you look at this and it's just, who is the type of person? And he's only accused of it at this point. He hasn't been found guilty, and certainly these are all allegations. But what is the type of person that would watch that emotional video of Savannah Guthrie and her siblings and then try and take advantage of them? It just blows your mind. Law enforcement does make it clear, though, in the criminal complaint that we have, quote, "The 2 text messages have not been linked to the February 2nd, 2026 ransom demand," end quote. Okay. So the FBI saying this person is just someone who is trying to take advantage of this family. This is not someone who is actually, they believe, connected to the kidnapping of Nancy Guthrie. Joining us now to talk more about this case is retired police commander Mike King.
Like we do the whole show on it. Okay. You want to make well, you got more?
Well, I just want to hear what he has to say.
Okay.
Host of Profiling Evil, and we'll talk a little bit more about the project that you have that just came out this week.
Indication that we've got in the most recent press conference yesterday about an individual being arrested for trying to capitalize on those ransom notes and trying to get money himself. I don't know if that's one of those 2 letters or if there were 3 ransom letters and that they've determined. So we have to start thinking, have they already offloaded one of those 2 and it really was one official ransom email that went to multiple locations, and this guy jumped on it and became letter number 2, or if there are 3 or more. And that really becomes intriguing. But what it does is it tells us we have to understand what the content of the letters or the emails is. Are they consistent with one another? Or is there somebody that's just making some really good, complicated guesses? And, we've heard arguments about the Apple Watch being seen in photographs and other things where people could theorize. You could look on Google and theorize things about the residents. So it's pretty easy to make it appear like you might have a little more information. Kind of the old Roma trick of the gypsies when they would learn as much as they could about someone before having visions and projecting what they knew about them.
Yeah. And so it's, and I think too with the Guthrie, the first Instagram video that went out on Savannah Guthrie's Instagram Wednesday night, and it's the 3 siblings. And because TMZ had reported they got this ransom note, and at the time you're like, well, is that something the FBI and are they really taking seriously? And then they, talk about this alleged note, and it's unclear whether they got something separate from what TMZ says that they have, or the 2 TV stations. But Savannah Guthrie talks about AI, images, voice, and I don't know if that's a message out saying, hey, if there's going to be proof of life, we understand that AI is different and we need some sort of proof. But also the FBI has said, and they said it was uncommon, that there's been 0 communication. This letter goes out, whatever the Guthrie family received, whether it was the same as TMZ or it was just, it went to TMZ first and the 2 TV stations and then brought to the Guthrie family, whatever it is, there hasn't been any other communication since. In cases like this, even with someone who appears to be, there's no DNA left at the scene, someone who really thought this out. I mean, how common is it that there's just radio silence after a note like this is sent out?
I'm finding that to be really troubling, and I hope it's not an indicator that, for instance, Nancy has passed away and that they're now thinking, I don't have a bargaining chip, and they're trying to just minimize their impact on this thing, or if there's something more to it. I've heard a lot of people chatting in social media about the fact that the initial plea from the family went through Instagram. Well, holy cow, Savannah has a huge Instagram following. That makes really good sense to me. But also, if somebody's involved in things like blockchain financial transactions and they're using this cyber track to get money, that might be a younger group who might be more attuned to
you can stop it there.
Instagram
now,
rather
Michelle
than Facebook.
has been watching Hallmark Murder Mystery. So what are the clues here, Michelle? Because I am not one, and I'd like to hear your thoughts out there. I don't believe with any of the information we have right now that there are any clues. That the clues that we seem to have are that these ransom notes came after. Did they come after it was known that she was kidnapped?
So here's what I would say.
So are they all just fakers? Because the Guthries obviously hope that they're not faking it. That somebody really has mom.
Okay. I don't want to make light of this because this is a very serious situation. However, if it was a Hallmark murder mystery film, what I'm going to say, I'm solving this crime right now.
Okay.
Well, I can't really solve it. I can't say who did it.
The whole family.
I think someone just wanted to offer for whatever motive, make it look
They
like...
They just had games with grandma.
I didn't say who. Make it look like this big thing.
Who wants to kill an 8-year-old woman?
Pretend for the ransom, right? They don't
Is
really want the ransom.
Is anybody getting an inheritance?
I don't know, right? I mean, she had a pretty big place there, dude. Like, grandma lives in a giant mansion on a huge lot in Arizona.
Grandma's
by herself.
Grandma's stacked with...
So grandma got money, okay, and there's blood. So clearly something has happened. That we're not contesting.
There's not a lot, honestly, of hope that I would have with the blood. That
she's on medications.
The grandma who's taking heart medication.
She's got a pacemaker that's disconnected from the cell phone.
And that much blood dripping. I mean, that's dripping blood, which means it's like a bad something.
So what I'm saying is...
like hit over the head.
I'm less inclined to think that this was a genuine kidnapping for ransom.
Okay.
As much as it's just a murder. And then someone trying to make it look like, well, it can't be anybody in the family because nobody in the family would be ransoming.
So every murder mystery that I watch, it's always somebody in the inner circle of the family. It always is,
yeah.
Especially when there's money involved.
Here's the deal.
And it's usually, sometimes it's the grandkid.
Right. Exactly. And Kimberly says they're asking for Bitcoin. So what I'm saying is...
those might be a red herring. Like somebody trying to capitalize on the kidnapping.
Right. For all the murder mysteries that we've seen here now, okay, we actually, and they're always with famous people, some news anchor or something like that. You never actually hear about them. And if they were happening, we now have proof that you would hear about it. So again, seems very bizarre. Just on the face of, would this really happen? Would someone literally take Savannah Guthrie, out of all the people that you could, what?
That you think you could
a celebrity that you could get money out of. Why her? Okay. It seems to me that it's more plausible for someone to want to commit a murder for whatever reason, and then try to make it look like it was a kidnapping.
Well, I'm going to say that they look like a family. I'm going to do a profiling, and don't take this the wrong way. I'm not trying to be mean at all. I look at Savannah's brother's teeth as a just purely investigatory observation. Sherlock Holmes. They didn't grow up wealthy. They didn't come from money. I don't know at what point it switched. I don't know if Savannah's father made some money. I don't know anything about Nancy, if she was into something. But they didn't grow up wealthy. You can tell just how they appear to be people who have grown into wealth. Okay? And obviously their sister is super wealthy, And without the makeup and the lights, she looks just like everybody else her age. And you strip it down to, there could be a heroin addict in the family. There could be some sort of gambling situation, and grandma's 80 years old and I just need some money. And I know I'm in the will.
Okay.
I don't know if it's grandma. I don't know if it's a son. We don't know. It doesn't seem like you're eating dinner with your mother-in-law and you would kill her. It seems like the killer, obviously, the supposed killer or kidnapper, didn't do a very good job. I mean, there's not much you can do when blood's on the steps. You can't clean it up.
No.
You know.
Well, they could have tried.
With a hose and some water in a bucket. But then how do you so grandma probably got hit on the head. Probably is not with us. But there's hope. So we're going to pray.
Amen.
God, I lift up, we don't know this person, but when we deal with things like this, it's hard on us and our spirits when people are suffering, any person. And so I pray for the Guthrie family. Pray that Grandma Nancy is recovered. And I pray for a revival to come out of this. I pray for the family to heal, to seek you, and that there would be some miracle of life that would come from this, and that you would get the glory for whatever you're going to do in this situation. And I pray that this family would have a touch with God. Their mother went to church. Their mother was, for all intents and purposes, a professing Christian who we're going to go with loves you, because that's what we believe about Christians. So if this woman was a believer and she's a fellow believer, I lift up her soul, I lift up her family, and I pray that you would, if she's gone, that you would help this family to heal, help this family to remember the good memories. But I ask you that you give this family closure. So right now I ask that whatever happened to Nancy would be made known. If she is alive, that you keep her safe, that you bring her home, and that you convict whoever took this woman with a powerful conviction, that they will fully confess their crime and it will be made known and you will get the glory. And I just ask this, Father, on behalf of Nancy Guthrie, who we hope and believe is, if she dies, she is with you. And I just pray that that would be a prayer that everyone in that family would make. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Bev says, what if somebody accidentally killed her and panicked, and then they decided to make it look like a kidnapping?
That's really probable.
So question on that,
Super
though.
probable.
Again, back to the details. Accidentally killing in the middle of the night? Right? So the garage door goes up at 9.
Trying to kidnap her.
Oh, okay.
But accidentally killing her in the process.
Oh, okay. Well,
I mean, Grandma could be
yeah,
a fighter.
Oh, sure.
She's living by herself at 80 years old.
Yeah.
Grandma didn't want to come. It would seem it would seem other people are saying, and Megyn Kelly is saying, that there was no forced entry. So how did they get in?
Yeah, that's a good question.
And it was saying something about the back door. I don't know. There's more to the story.
That woman living in a big house like that did not leave any doors unlocked. You don't do that. When you live alone.
What about an alarm system?
You don't accidentally.
How did they not enable an alarm system?
Yeah, how come she got a big mansion like that and doesn't
Cameras,
have an
but
alarm
no
system?
alarm system going off when the
cameras
door's
though?
open.
Does she have cameras? Because as far as we know, it's just the front door camera.
Why didn't she have alarm system? At 80 years old, living alone.
I don't know. Sherry says her husband has connections with Epstein via his communications company. He worked with Bill Clinton.
What?
You talking about Nancy's husband? Well, see, it's all connected now, isn't it?
Okay, wait a minute. One day ago, Nancy Guthrie's disappearance may have been an inside job. It says that the cameras were smashed inside the home, were there to protect their mother. Only a few people have access to them. They were installed to make sure nothing happened to their mom, like if she fell when home alone.
So there's more cameras that were destroyed?
Nancy appeared to have a doorbell security camera, which was allegedly removed by the abductors. Whoever this possible abductor is, they went inside the house and knew where those cameras were pointing. They were also
This is
able,
from a source, though.
Yeah, to smash the cameras before their motion was visible in the recordings or the streams. To do this, it takes a chilling level of intel. She was 84 years old, actually. So, inside job, possibly. And you're telling me that her husband has connection to Clinton? Because, did they just listen to me?
No, but if it's there.
I didn't even, let's see. Yes, Nancy Guthrie's son-in-law, Michael Feldman, actually worked for Bill Clinton. Feldman, who is married to Nancy's daughter, Savannah, held several prominent roles in the Clinton Gore
but that's
White
not
House.
surprising, though.
Yeah.
That's not surprising at all. I mean, Savannah Guthrie is in the news. That's what she does. She works for the left.
And he's a congressional liaison. He served as one of the administration's chief liaisons. He joined Bill Clinton's staff. The question is are there any connections to Epstein? And that would be interesting. So I'm going to go way out.
Well, it just says with his. So the question would be, did he have a communication company that was connected to Epstein, Savannah Guthrie's husband?
Because what if, with this latest Epstein drop, why is he tied? Why is Epstein tied to everything? So the firm has no known direct business partnerships with Jeffrey Epstein. It has been mentioned in connection to him in the following context. Passing mention the files. Documents released from the Epstein investigation reportedly contain a passing mention involving former Treasury Secretary Larry Summers, who suggested Epstein speak to someone at the Clover Park Group because of their ties to high-profile figures like Bill Clinton. No confirmed communication. So we're not seeing anything connected, but it does seem that a lot of things are connected to Epstein. The files come out. Wild out there theory. What if grandma knew something and was going to talk?
Oh my gosh. No way. No way. I am not buying that. And you know what's so funny? As I'm sitting here and I'm listening to all this, and this is why I hate being a part of the mega conspiracy theory world.
This is murder mystery, not everything.
Everything is a conspiracy theory. Literally, you can't be.
So this is a conspiracy, and we're trying to find the theory.
Listen here. You cannot be a mega supporting, Trump supporting person or somebody that has ever supported Trump and not believe that if you sneeze, there's some sort of conspiracy tied to it.
Well, if
anything happens, your alarm clock goes off 5 minutes earlier than you thought you said it, conspiracy theory, it's tied to Epstein.
What if there's something in the house that they needed?
I don't know.
You saw and you just, oh shoot. I thought maybe you'd be sleeping. And she wasn't sleeping.
So you think they broke into the house, didn't mean to kidnap grandma? These theories are getting so wild.
I don't know. I'm just throwing them out there.
Oh
okay, so when things are weird, we ask questions. Okay? So we are going to allow JP Spears right here, and I did not hear any curse words in this as far as I could tell.
I don't trust him.
I know you don't.
That man swears like a sailor.
I'm not in this one. This recording to me was just, I thought, wow, pretty pertinent and spot on, but it blew the internet up. There was no middle ground. You either were going to cancel JP Sears and you weren't ever going to listen to him again and he's dead to you, or you were like, wow, I think you made some good points.
Yeah, I can't believe she's doing it just 6 days after Charlie, but she'll probably just be crying the whole time. Poor thing. Oh, she's on.
Oh, look at all the thumbs up. Look how cute that is. Sorry, this is a little bit more informal than probably Charlie would be reacting. How sweet.
She's surprisingly upbeat. Laughing a lot.
Sorry, you guys. I just wanted to say first and foremost, my heart obviously is broken for you guys.
For us. What about her? Did she know Charlie was her husband?
Turning Point USA will continue like my husband always wanted, and it'll be bigger than ever. And we're going to honor him by doing that. We're going to stay humble.
Oh, yeah. Well, she's really focused on business.
We're going to work hard because that's what he would want. And we're going to just make it grow.
Just growing the business. Oh.
But he's here, And he's more alive than ever. And he is, he's going to guide us.
He's actually dead and she's guiding us. What is going on here?
And I told Justin, it's going to be something where everything before September 10th, any email you were working on, any project you were working on, it's not that it's irrelevant now. It's just things have changed, obviously.
What? So projects Charlie had us working on don't matter? Like, dude, don't you think this is a little strange? No, she's just saying if Charlie had you working on a project, don't worry about that anymore because she's gonna lead us in a more Charlie-like way than Charlie ever could. It's a change.
And I just want you to know that, again, I'm with you. I'm here. I'm not going anywhere.
Oh, yeah. Well, she's definitely here now.
I feel so blessed and honored.
Hey, man, do you think it's weird that she's leading us now? No, not at all. That's Charlie's wife. What are you talking about? She has no background in leading significant 9-figure organizations. Her background is seeking fame through reality TV shows and beauty pageants. I mean, she's not next in line most qualified to lead us. Yes, she is. Just imagine Patrick Mahomes tragically dies in a car accident. Who would be next in line to lead the Chiefs as starting quarterback? Second string quarterback. No, dummy. Patrick Mahomes' wife. It's the same thing. You don't think this is weird? You're just overthinking it. And by the way, show some respect, okay? She's a grieving widow. But she's not really grieving. She's not doing any of that.
Everyone grieves differently, so if someone's acting weird, don't read into that.
There you go. You just heard her. Everyone grieves differently. Well, but nobody grieves like that. Just get over it, pussy. We got to get ready for the memorial service. It's going to be sick. I don't know, man. I'm just so sad.
Hi, everybody. I still love all these emoji Zoom things.
Hey, Erica, the emojis are killer. So how'd this memorial perform?
I don't even know where to begin. The fact that we were able to pull off an event of the century, like it's just insane.
I don't, complete insanity. Incredible. Now, what kind of numbers did we do?
We had over 275,000 people. Insane.
What is... Her husband got shot in the neck 11 days ago. Erica, now that it's been 11 days since your husband got shot in the neck, how do we do on merch?
We're at like over 200,000 for merch sales. Don't quote me on that because I think it just keeps like bumping up like crazy. But
great. It's all positives.
Huge thank you to the events team, the development team, the graphic design team, the production team. It's just phenomenal.
Erica, with all due respect, what about Charlie?
My husband's dead. Like, I'm not trying to be morbid, but he's dead.
Okay. Can we bring it back to the numbers?
Since his assassination, we have 100,000 chapter requests, 300,000 new donors.
I'm so happy to hear that all of that happened.
Otherwise, honestly, Turning Point USA and Turning Point Action, full steam ahead, you guys. We have so much to do, which is exciting.
Her children lost their father. Who do you think is with them right now? Erica, I'm wondering, because your children lost their father and you're not with them, could we get a read on hat sales?
I think we have 50,000 plus hat orders to fulfill.
Congrats, Erica. That's phenomenal. Just phenomenal.
Charlie in heaven is like, you guys thought you had a busy schedule then, just you wait.
So you're saying that Charlie, with a heavenly perspective, wants us to work even more instead of spending more time with our families? Is that... Oh, dude, I hear she's single right now and available. Do you think it'd be cool if I mean, we're coworkers, but what do you think? Does anybody know what the is going on here? Erica, I've been looking at your beauty pageant bikini pictures, and those pictures were awesome. Where were you for those? It looked like somewhere tropical.
Charlie would want us to get back to work, and that's what we're doing.
Okay, Erica, more work from us to generate more money, because that's what matters in this situation, is what Charlie wants from heaven. Roger that. Great call. How do you feel about her? Dude, she's a tremendous leader and a grieving widow. I don't feel comfortable with this.
Okay, that's it.
I don't know about you, but I'm someone who cares about having good energy throughout the day and a strong, functioning, healthy body. And that means
take on
that fatigue, junk food cravings, slow metabolism, and nutrient deficiencies are my number one enemy. And the best way to remove those enemies is with one of the most
We're just gonna close it.
nutrient-dense foods on the planet. Grass-fed beef liver. But my problem with that had always been convenience. I don't have the time to make liver
I don't know what's happening
every day. Plus, I don't really like the taste of it. But luckily, I learned how to solve that problem.
It's just it'll just keep playing.
Oh, okay. Okay. So that blew the internet up, and JP had to do a video explaining himself, and he was reading all the nasty comments and some of the supportive ones. And the supportive ones were kind of like what I would say. It's like I wrote, that's the second time I watched that. And it was not mocking. It was really asking these questions. We just saw Savannah Guthrie and her siblings. And that's how people respond when they're in the process of losing or when they lose somebody that they love. Erica didn't love Charlie the way 99% of people love Charlie. So when you're saying it, she said everybody grieves differently. If somebody's grieving weird, don't look into that. Well, you're not grieving at all. Some people will say, well, I laughed. We like to make fun. No. There are these waves that come over you. Mm-hmm. And people have kind of been posting fun about like the 5 stages or the 5 or 7 stages of grief. And her last stage is making money in the first, 11 days. Something happens to you physically, to all people, when they lose someone they love. She has not gone through any of that. And how do we know? Because she's in the public eye all the time. All the time. And she looked a little disheveled, but she was quite gleeful. She was quite happy. She is not doing what Charlie wanted all women to do. Charlie said, I want you women in college to not necessarily even be here. I want you to be a stay-at-home mom, and I want you to take care of your kids.
Full stop, and I'll say this. Right after Charlie died for a solid month, all you saw was Erica everywhere. Like for a solid month, okay? You can say that might be the way that she wants to grieve. And you can say that all day long. And you know what? I wouldn't even fight you on that. Like if that's, she wants to throw herself into, whatever and Charlie's vision. But there's one thing you cannot dance around. There's one thing that you cannot make an excuse for. There is one thing that you cannot explain away. 2 children lost their daddy. And when 2 children lose their daddy, they need mommy there 24/7.
Yeah.
And if mommy is choosing the world, even for the sake of, but my kids are going to just have to suffer without me because the world needs me, right, because Charlie.
That's not a mission that God would give somebody.
You're
like that.
sick.
Yeah.
You're sick.
Yeah.
She's sick.
Yeah.
In the head. Okay. And I'm just coming out and saying it. Mm-hmm. This woman is wrong.
She's psycho.
She's a psychopath.
Yeah.
So don't give me this grieving widow stuff. And I have seen friends of mine on Facebook who I love, pastors who I love these people, saying you can't come at a grieving widow. Someone needs to come out publicly. Pastors need to come out publicly and say,
stop, your kids need you.
Your kids need you.
Just stop. Turning Point doesn't need you.
Turning Point can stop. It can cease. It can end today. Your children having their mom there after their dad has died is the most important. Forget you then, Erica, if you're so fine. Great. If you're so fine, then you can commit 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to your kids, at least for, could we just say a year? A year? You can't give that? Then you are a psychopath.
Here's the thing. You can't run a company with a mission statement of that was Charlie's, which was, I want women. And I argued him. I saw him every day posting, get married early, have lots of kids, be a stay-at-home mom to all women. You can't say that you're going to start a turning point. What are you teaching them? You don't teach people by words. You don't say, hey, do what I say, but don't do what I do. Okay? The fact of the matter is, Erica has children. And she needs to raise those very little children. And we've done our whole show on how little kids need mom there 24/7. They're little kids.
Charlie's whole mission was kids need their mom. Kids need their mom. Mom should stay at home and be with their kids. So just because your husband has died and you're trying to say, but I have to, here's the deal. Erica Kirk doesn't need to carry on TPUSA. There's a whole host of people that can carry it on just fine without her. Charlie was doing it mostly without her. I mean, I know she knows, they said that she knew all the ins and outs. She knew everything. And you know what? It does beg the question.
Why?
Was Erica running the show behind the scenes?
Yeah.
What was she doing?
Yeah.
Was she taking care of her kids at all? Was Charlie lying about that? I don't know. But
she's everywhere. She's like on a lot of shows in person. So for these times where she's traveling and somebody's like, you don't see the mom. Now, I get it that maybe she doesn't want to have her kids out there. That could be an excuse. But no, here's the thing. You have to understand, I have watched almost hours of this girl, whether she was trying to be Miss USA, whether she was trying to be on Amazing Race, she was on a dating reality TV show. Everything this girl has done her entire life was a desire for the spotlight.
And now she's got it.
So you don't get to look at me and say, well, she's not doing this for the spotlight. Putting yourself in a bikini, walking around in heels is the most debasing, humiliating thing that any female can do for attention. And she gladly did it all the time, like for years. And then she made a music video that I call soft pornography. And some people will say, well, tell me your sins and blah, blah. No, we're not talking about that. She hasn't come out and say, yeah, I shouldn't have done those.
No, she denies that they ever happened.
And Charlie, listen, Charlie wasn't a saint. And Charlie was a hypocrite in a lot of ways. A lot of ways. And when it came to Erica, he was a hypocrite. And he was on stage telling women, you don't want to have women, you don't want to sleep around. You don't want to show off your body. What do you mean? Yes, Charlie, you're right about that. But you married a woman who became famous for just legit being a sexual object. And you've never come out and explained that to anybody. Or her soft porn music video. She hasn't said, you know what, that was not very Christian of me. So it begs the question, is she doing this for Charlie, or is she doing this because she craves the spotlight? It is,
well, and here's
it's
the
an
thing.
Addiction to her.
Leah and I are not making any kind of accusation or leap or jump or saying just because she's not grieving means she had anything to do with Charlie's death.
No.
I'm not making that connection at all.
Mm-mm.
I'm just saying I believe she was planted as a wife from day one. Whether she planted herself or she was, the suggestion was dropped by somebody of power.
I think she was running a con on him.
I think she was running a con on him from the Israel meting.
Yes.
Okay, where they just so happened to be like two ships passing in the night.
I think it was because they pinned him as a possible running for president.
Yeah,
and
they know that the only way to control those men is through a woman.
Who else did this? Mary Todd Lincoln actually did this with Lincoln. Lincoln didn't really want to run as much as Mary Todd Lincoln put him out there, and you see this with Hillary Clinton and Bill, and you see this with Kimberly Guilfoyle. How do you date and how do you marry Gavin Newsom and then date
and get engaged and buy a house with
the president's son? Like, you're just you are a money hungry, fame. You're fame. You love fame. You love it. You can't handle life without it. And it's not healthy. I would say to Erica, you need to get healthy. Your kids need you. Okay? Now, another aspect of this, which I'm going to play just a little bit of it because everybody has been ripping Candace because, play this. Charlie spoke a lot about his third eye. This is very strange.
Nope. Yep.
Spoke a lot about his third eye. That's why.
Are you hearing that?
No, it's not up.
Oh.
He spoke about the street lamps that would go off when he would run.
We
About
just try
the
to
special
rewind it,
school
but-
that he had to go to.
Let's play it again.
We spoke about a lot of the things that were strange in our childhood, the testing that both of us had to endure. We spoke about the fact that we could both astral project. You know all of this, of course. You have his phone. And how surprised we were when we learned that not everybody does that naturally. Sleep paralysis, you name it. We had conversations about it. Charlie and I spoke a lot about his third eye. That's why that sentence caught my attention in the article. He spoke about the street lamps that would go off when he would run, about the special school that he had to go to. We spoke about a lot of the things that were strange in our childhood, the testing that both of us had to endure. We spoke about the fact that we could both astral project. You know all of this, of course. You have.
Okay, guys.
No, this is important. Let him finish.
No, I know, but we already played it through. We got through to the everything we already
surprised we were
watched.
when we learned that not everybody does that naturally. Sleep paralysis, you name it. We had conversations about it.
Okay, now.
Charlie and
people are ripping Candace like Candace is making it up and and saying Candace is a cultist. Candace is a cultist. Now, very interesting that Candace would say this right after Tucker Carlson just does an episode of the CIA and their astral projection. And Shannon, you had messaged me like, what is astral projection? I did not know. This is a new thing to me. That Charlie believed that he had a special power. That when he said I did not know that when he said when he ran that lights would flicker, that he had some sort of third eye and he could astral project. And he's saying that she is saying that they both could astral project and like put themselves in other places. And all the Christians and all the mega people are saying Candace is a cultist. Never listen to Candace again. And then those are the people that are supporting Erica. Now listen to this.
It'll be a sign for you to know that Charlie's with you. And something. When we first started dating, we were walking to dinner one night, and this happened a lot. The lights would start to flicker. And he'd look up at the light and be like, you know, it's so weird. This happens to me a lot. And I was like, really? And he's like, yeah. So our whole dating and whole marriage, anytime he'd be in a room and a light started to flicker, he would just look at me and wink. It was like our little thing.
It's power.
It's a total frequency thing. And so the night everything happened when we were in Utah, I was in a hotel room by myself, in the bedroom portion by myself. And the bathroom light was on, and it just was a strobe light all night, and I was like, part of me couldn't sleep because it was a strobe light. The other part of me couldn't sleep because of how just my world has just crumbled, and the other part of me couldn't sleep because I was like, baby, I feel you. I know you're here.
What is this about Charlie and the special schools and astral projection and third eye? Like, I like Charlie, but he's not Jesus. He wasn't Jesus. I like him. I liked him. I believe that he believed in Jesus. And even if he believed in a third eye and astral projection, that's not it's not disqualifying for heaven. I believe he's in heaven. But these are occult things, and Candace is taking part in the cult, and I don't trust Candace Owens, and I think that she is. I mean, I haven't trusted her since she's been defending Andrew Tate. Like, I don't know what Candace's goal is. Candace is like this weird look over here, look over here, look over here, while over there's something else going on over there. Like, she doesn't come up with anything solid. Candace Owens doesn't. Not that I've been able to find. And she runs over here and she runs over here. So I don't listen to her. I don't watch her. There's a couple times where I'll say, well, broken clock, right twice a day. Even the way she's handling this with Erica or whatever, she's not there. It doesn't have meaning to it. Like, it's missing something. So I don't know. What do you think about the astral projection and the strobe lighting and the...
Okay, so since Shannon didn't know, then other people might not know, but remote viewing and astral projection are similar. They're not the same thing. They're in the same category. They're not identical. Remote viewing is often used by the CIA more than astral projection per se. Remote viewing is being able to just go and see something in the spirit. It's demonic. It's real, though. And that's the problem, that the CIA dabbles in the demonic and the satanic. There are people that do this, that go to school. I know, and I'm not trying to throw anybody under the bus, but Hakeem that we met at Old School Survival Boot Camp, I watched his journey on Facebook as he went through and very proudly went through the remote viewing course and got his certificate, and now he can remote view. Okay. I'm not friendly enough with him. I wasn't friendly enough or know him well enough to say, stay away from this. This is demonic. You're going to be inhabited by demons, but that's what it is. So for Charlie to not know and this is taking Candace's word, which you can't really do, but let's assume she's telling the truth. For Charlie to not know, at least at the time of him talking to her about that it opens up the door to the demonic is sad to me, if it's true. But also, it really wouldn't surprise me. Now, I don't know what these special schools are, so I can't really comment on that. Stephen, I am going to address your comment, although my take on it might disappoint you somewhat. Stephen says, Charlie Kirk isn't really dead. The entire thing was fake and staged. They played it to the script of the movie called Snake Eyes. A character named Charles Kirkland shot in the neck on the same date. The video is about the stage, and then he's got the link. You guys can look into that. Here's the thing for me. I can't follow any of this, what I believe to be CIA plants that prey on very well-meaning people to get them to believe when someone is not dead. Recently, Matt was telling us about this new Elvis thing where it's like he really isn't dead. There's this old guy. Again, I go to, and I had a conversation with somebody the other day about 107. And many of you guys followed him at least briefly. Lee and I did not. We never did, because anybody that's going to prey on unsuspecting people that you are JFK Jr. and you have to wear prosthetics because what? We're all out here laying our lives on the line every day doing shows, and people like Charlie Kirk laying their lives on the line. Let me finish this thought. And yet you need to stay anonymous. Dude, we all believed that you died in a plane crash in the 90s. So you're already dead. So who cares if you really are JFK Jr.? He's not. He is 1,000,000% not JFK Jr. He's an imposter playing people. Okay. We do know, and I will give you this, Stephen, we do know that Hollywood has been doing predictive programming for years. It doesn't mean that Charlie isn't dead. Just because dates coincide, which I will give those to you, just because names coincide, again, the devil makes plans too. Okay? So I will say this. When people come at me with this whole, they're not really dead, I would apply that in possibility to big players who stand to benefit if they aren't dead, like a Jeffrey Epstein. Do I believe Epstein is dead? I do. Am I more inclined to believe that Epstein is alive than Charlie Kirk? 1,000,000,000,000%. Okay? No one stands to kidnap Charlie Kirk, pretend that he's been assassinated, and then do what? Hook him up to machines, use his big brain? There's no motive. Because here's the deal. I know that Charlie Kirk was legit. Charlie Kirk was not running away trying to like hide his life. Charlie wouldn't do that. Charlie wouldn't allow himself to be put into hiding willfully. So it's either he was unwillfully kidnapped, and then what's the motive for that to keep, you just kill the person at that point, or he willfully went into hiding, in which case everything that we know about Charlie's character is flawed. And again, to what end? For what point? To bring him back in 10 years? I mean, if you want to believe these wild conspiracy theories, you don't need to save somebody for 10 years to bring them back, because everybody's replaceable. Look at Joe Biden. Was he even real? Okay, we don't know. They could do an imposter Charlie Kirk. So my point is, these ideas that someone isn't really dead, that one doesn't fly with me. You can throw at me your biggest, deepest conspiracy theories and I will entertain them for a second. Him not being dead, I can't entertain, because it literally, I believe, is a 100% complete distraction from the actual conspiracies surrounding his murder. I told you probably weren't going to like my explanation, but by all means, anybody can watch the videos. I've seen the movie Snake Eyes, I think. I don't know if I would have seen that or not, but I know what movie you're talking about. So I'm just saying, I'm not buying that one at all. I think that what happened, for all intents and purposes, happened exactly as we saw it, except for the whodunit. The whodunit and the why.
So let me tell you
But that's my opinion, respectfully.
I'm just going to read to you what astroprojectoral people say about what they do. Because it's very interesting that Tucker would have an episode about this, and we need to...
Did Tucker mention remote viewing or just astral projection? I haven't watched the episode.
Both.
Okay.
He had a guy on talking about all kinds of weird
But
stuff.
it's interesting that people got hung up on the astral projection instead of the remote viewing to me.
I think that it's because she just said they're the same thing, aren't they?
They're not, though. It's different.
Okay, well... This person says, this is how you astral project. I'm not telling you to do this. Your consciousness leaves your body to explore other realms, like real lucid daydreaming or dreaming, and proof for eternal souls. No more fear of death after this.
You retweeted this?
I just have it bookmarked.
So how am I supposed to find it?
Well, I'm just going to read it.
Oh, okay. I thought you wanted me to pull it up.
No,
I'm sorry.
Lie down. They're telling people to lie down in a dark, quiet room. Do not do this. This is what they do. They relax their body completely, toes ahead, mind awake. Visualize brilliant light descending down, throat, heart. I mean, I guess you could show it to them. Heart, solar plexus. We're not afraid of the Kano of darkness. We're just exposing them. That's probably a better way. Middle pillar. Feel energy align and build vibrations. When buzzing electric hits, intend to separate, roll out, float up, or rope climb out of your body. Explore calmly. Set white light projection first. Return by thinking of your body. Vibes intense first time. Breathe through it. You're safe. Changed my life.
So to me, remote viewing is you just go to a place to see it. Astral projection is you project to that place. Like you go there. Like you leave your body and go.
Okay. Astral projection's ability to use the mind to project the soul beyond the material body. The astral plane, this is not true, is the realm of the imagination, infinite possibility, and creation directly connected to the material world. Everything that exists in the physical began as a thought in the astral. This is where spirits, jinns, and entities reside within the fourth dimension. Your imagination is more than daydreaming. It's your connection to the unseen. When you visualize, you're not just using your physical eyes, you're activating your mind's eye. Now, God gave us an imagination so that we could connect to the spirit realm. The devil has ways to access the spirit realm as well. And it's satanic and it is demonic and people can do it. I believe that your soul does not leave your body. Okay. That is not a thing. Your soul can't leave your body. But what can happen is that demons can bring visions to you. And you can see and experience things because demons can go places because they are spirits. Your spirit is not going to leave your body. You just need to understand that. Okay? You're dead. If you're non-Christian, you're a dead person. You're stuck with that body. You can't leave. If you're a Christian, your spirit man is seated in heavenly places right now, but your soul, who you are, your mind, will, and emotions are still, they're in your body.
So may this is what SK tried to bring me into. That's why I'm a little bit familiar with it. I'm going to give you my understanding of what this actually is. I agree with Leah. There's a spirit realm that exists. And there's demonic spirits and there's heavenly spirits. And there's a demonic realm and there's a heavenly realm. And if you choose to travel, you know, people, I've spoken to the kids from Teen Challenge, specifically one of them did a lot of mushrooms, and he was very, very serious with us about what took place when he was on his trips. These were not trips just to get high. They're called trips for a reason, because you're going someplace. And he would say, Christians don't quite understand how dangerous this realm is. You're giving yourself over to the demonic, and you actually do, in some ways, leave not your body, but you leave this plane, in a sense, to go to a demonic plane where demons dwell.
And you're actually connecting your body to
And
it.
you're connecting your body, exactly, to these demons and giving your body over to the demonic.
Mm-hmm.
That's what makes it so dangerous.
Yeah, hell's real, man.
Okay. So, like, you know, when we were kids, it was funny to, you know, joke about levitating and the Ouija boards and like all the things. And, you know, a bunch of witches movies came out when we were kids. Do you remember that, when we were teenagers? That's all very real. And they want you to dabble in it. But when you get somebody that has a big brain, like Charlie Kirk, which that's very apparent, it can be manipulated wrongfully. So that's all I have on that.
So I'm going to go to my bookmarks, and this was the Charlie that we loved.
Bookmarks again? Okay. Your requests tonight are challenging my system.
I don't have to play. I don't have to.
No, it's fine. I do want to, while I'm pulling this up, give you guys a huge praise report. Can we take a commercial break for that while I'm pulling this up?
Sure, I know you're going to do that right now.
Well, I'm not going to tell the who, because I don't know if I have permission to do that. But
that person's not going to be able to be kept a secret.
I know, but
Eventually
at some point I'm going to tell it. But I wanted to tell you guys something. You guys may not know this, but I think it's pretty apparent, as much as I try to hide it. Dealing with our current tech system is the biggest bane of my existence, probably right now. It's a very giant challenge.
Purchased a very good computer
for doing computer work.
Yeah.
To replace our previous really, really good computer that was for gaming and did things really well for the live streaming. But when we replaced that computer, which was 5 years old, with this new one a couple of years ago, it hasn't had the oomph. So that's one of the reasons why you don't see Leah and I have live guests on anymore. And all of our interviews are pre-recorded, because our system won't do it. Our system will barely do a regular show. Okay. Now, because of all the things, this has not been put as a top priority. And I just finally gave it over to the Lord. And I said, God, I would just give it over to you if you want us to do these shows. So I literally put it on the back burner of my brain. And it's like, a disability that you deal with, right? Like my bad back, you just get over it. You get up every day, you do the same thing. My back's doing much better. Praise the Lord. out of the blue, completely out of the blue, we hear from somebody that we have not heard from in 9 months. And they said, would you take pictures of the inside of the computer? Because I had asked them for help, computer help. We will tell you who it is once we
And they were
get
going
it
to
all
send
set
us a
up.
better graphics
They were going to send us a
card.
better graphics card. And that was a huge blessing. But once I took the picture of the inside of the computer yesterday, we got a text message from this person who wrote a 4-page dissertation, literally in a PDF, explaining why upgrading our system is a no-go. It's not going to happen. It will not work. So this person is going to build us a brand new computer with all the things. Like, I don't need to geek out on you with, they've been texting us pictures. There's the explanation. We read all 4 pages. We laughed, we cried because it was so thorough. And they were like, will you let me do this? And we're like, well, of course we will let you do this. They didn't want to offend us. And we're like, yes, thank you, Jesus. And so it is going to take our show. I don't know when it's going to get done, but this person is very excited about it. They've been sending us pictures. And so I'm overwhelmed. I cried. I just cried. This is such an answer to prayer. And what's really cool, I'm, again, giving you a little bit of an inside baseball. I was sending a video message. Paul Cantrell had a birthday a couple weeks ago, and I didn't get a chance to actually send a prayer. So I was sending a prayer. So we like to do that for the birthdays for them and the kids. And I prayed this it just came to me. I said, God, I pray that you provide for the Cantrells besides just money, that you'll provide for them things that they need, and then things that they don't even know that they need until it is given to them. And then they glorify you because they really, really needed it. And you just sent it to them. Here's the thing. You guys have, and I'm going to wrap this up. And Aaliyah gave me the look. You know what? You don't have to give me the look. I can feel it.
No. Like I literally was like, oh my gosh, look at the time. You were telling me you got to go to the shows under a certain time, and we just have 2 big stories left.
All right.
Okay.
But this is, you know what? The God thing is more important. We spent like 45 minutes on Savannah Guthrie, which I wasn't going to spend. Let me have this.
No. I'm with it.
Second.
I'm with it. But after the end of the shows, you're like, we got to make them shorter.
Okay. Right. But what is important to me? This is more important. This is way more important than Savannah Guthrie and blood on the doorstep.
This is way more important than the next stories that we got to do.
Okay.
I get it.
So you guys have been so great with your donations. We have been putting those to very, very good use. And thank you for those. If the monetary money that this person is going to spend on this computer had come, we were not going to put it towards a computer.
Right.
Okay. And that's why when we ask God to provide for us things, we have to stop asking for money. Stop asking God for money and ask God for provision to provide for the things that you need, because you may need something more than you think that you do. And you're telling God, just give me the money. I know what I'm going to do with it. And God's saying, no, I'm going to give you the thing because I know what you need. God knew that we needed this and that we would never spend the money on it, even though it's the most important thing that we do in our ministry. Okay. And so the fact that this has come in at this time is like the most giant, like I'm getting over getting sick and everything's hard. Right. And this comes in and it's just, I want to take a real time to glorify the Lord while we're having technological difficulties getting to the clips and the bookmarks that Leah wants me to play. I want to take the time to get you guys excited that our show is going to be leveling up and we won't have to go through this anymore.
I actually 10 times during this show tonight, already almost said something, but I thought we were waiting for something special. And I was like, we're already in the show. And I'm like, we don't have time to explain it to everybody. And I literally almost spilled the beans like 10 times. I was like,
well, we spent so much time talking about the beans.
I literally was like, guys, don't worry. Don't worry, it's coming. Don't worry, it's coming. Don't worry, it's coming.
Don't worry, it's coming.
So if you don't see my reaction as the way it was last night, the way I've been,
no, it was. We texted a bunch of people. And we were crying. And
this
very
is not.
thankful,
Yeah, I'm pulling an Erica Kirk on this. Not showing the emotion because
it's such a huge deal. Like
because
such
I've
a
got
praise
this.
God moment.
Yeah, exactly. This was not that I wasn't in that mindset yet.
So I
share that moment, but Michelle was ready. So here it comes. Surprise.
I was really just trying to fill space while I pulled up your bookmark, and I knew that the computer was going to be glitchy while I pulled it up anyway. But I want you guys to, grab a hold of that prayer, because clearly I prayed it for the Cantrells. 10 minutes later, the text message comes in of provision, of the exact thing. You know what I mean? What I just prayed out for them.
There's a whole big story
so grab a hold of that.
There's like way more to that story. Like there's way more.
You will hear it.
There's a lot of things that were like kind of going wrong that day. And Michelle's like, a lot of things have been going wrong today. Do you want to hear something going right? And I was like, I don't even know. It's just been a day. It's been 2 days. Oh yeah. That's the one thing I didn't tell you. We were supposed to go out to get our windshield fixed.
Well, you said we didn't have time to tell my good story. Now you want to tell about the windshield?
Because I was going to do it with the snow. But yeah, that was part of it.
Do you want to play Charlie, or do you want to tell that story? Okay, I'll make us big again.
No, that was part of the day. Like I had gotten hit with a rock.
From out of nowhere, outer space, no cars around her whatsoever, going 25 miles an hour.
And I heard it in the morning. And I had a lot of stuff going on that day. And then I get in the car in the afternoon, and Matt's like, did something happen? I'm like, oh my gosh. So then we had to go try to find this it's semi-special glass for our car that we just bought in September, because it's already got to replace its windshield. And so there was a lot of things that were going on yesterday that was just like, okay.
No, because we took the time to pray, and that's another thing worth mentioning.
So we did, and we literally were like, okay.
We rebuked the devil.
Things are happening. We asked God that you take this window glass thing, you turn it around for your, we're humans just like you guys. I'm looking at, okay, I'm just like you guys. And we have to work through these things. I'm driving to this, to do a job that is not going to equal the amount of money that's going to cost to fix that window. And so your brain starts to think, well, what, maybe I shouldn't have been. Maybe, you start to go down all these different paths. And there was just like a bunch of little things that happened, and it just kept adding up. And I was like, Michelle, we have to pray. Something is off. And so we did, and we bind and gag Satan, and we just said, you're not going to attack us, and God, you're going to use this window thing out for your glory. You're going to send us to the right person at the right place. And then so the window's still not fixed. So hopefully on Monday it'll be fixed. But in the midst of it all, we stopped and we prayed, and we began to speak life over the situation. And
in the day.
So when we get this message from this person, it's like, really? I mean, and this is a big system. Like, we're going to have a system. Now we're going to have a computer. We're going to have an actual system, a system to go live with and have other people on and just do the things that, and it's not even better. It's not even necessarily, might not be better. It's just going to flow. And so thank you to the donations that actually bought this computer, by the way. I did not purchase, thank you to Nick, the right components at the right price, right? And he's basically said you should have spent at least twice or three times as much to do what you guys need to do. And I'm like, well, that wasn't the budget there, sir.
Yeah, but the fact that he's going to be able to, you just said who it was, but they don't know who Nick is.
They don't know who Nick is.
You will find out. You do all vicariously know who he is. He is buying like all these very special components. So even if we had gone to get a system, that system wouldn't be as specialized to our what we're trying to do as what he's doing. And there's so many components that are really, really important that our computer just doesn't have the beef to do. So it's super exciting, and we're just praising God.
This will have the beef. It'll moo like a cow.
So when we glitch like that, like when I switch screens, it's not going to do that anymore. It's all, the audio is going to be even better. Everything is going to be I'm not able to make these videos big right now because of the system, right? And we'll be able to do that. So
this is the inerrant word of God. It is special.
We're going to try.
I know that Satan is always trying to distract me from reading the word of God.
Come on, Charlie.
Satan hates it when you try to read the Bible. Anyone get really sleepy right before bed when you read the Bible? That's not from God. That's the spirit of slumber by Satan. Yet you watch a movie and you keep on wanting to go to the next Netflix show. Sometimes the spirit of slumber doesn't come upon you when you're watching a football game. But the spirit of slumber comes on you when you're reading the Bible, because Satan wants to distract you from reading the Word of God. He wants to take you away from this. And I know for me that when I open a Bible app, for whatever reason, whatever crisis is going on that day in my life just happens to appear and emerge. That he's going to do whatever he possibly can. Understand, Satan is a person. This is a very important thing. That by name, Satan was a fallen angel from heaven, trying to distract you, lie to you, and deceive you. Why would we ever try to say, I'm going to use a device or a platform that allows me to somehow get my eyes off the Word of God? That's number one. Number two, it allows other people to hold you accountable to reading the Word of God. I know when I open my Bible, that's all I'm doing. But when my wife sees me on my phone, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm reading the Bible. She's like, are you really reading the Bible? Like, come on. Like, are you really reading it? No, I want a dedicated, unchanging, uncorruptible, cannot be influenced from anything, place where I can get straight and get right with God.
That's good.
And the other reason that I love it is that a Bible has a certain weight and feel to it. Anyone who's been in sports, or anyone who's been in law enforcement, and anyone who's been in the military, and thank you to our veterans, by the way, for serving our wonderful and amazing country. Seriously, thank you. And that when you use a weapon, and you know the weight of it, you know the texture of it, you know the feel of it. Same if you're a baseball player or a football player. I know when I pick up my Bible, this is my weapon. As soon as I pick it up, this is dedicated for a specific purpose, a connection to the divine. When I pick up my phone, that's not the purpose of the phone. In fact, for my phone, it's just kind of like, what is it today that I need to be upset about, right? Or what do I need to get? My phone almost never gets me less stressed. It's what I learned. And I actually had this amazing discovery. I said, every time I pick up my phone, I feel as if things are falling apart. Every time I pick up my Bible, I think like things are falling into place. It's amazing.
Oh, I love that.
Wow.
That's so good.
And that is the Charlie that we miss and love. And so I don't really want to soil his name with that he
No, I think you
did
honor his
some
name.
sort. No. When he that he did astro projection or something.
Yeah.
It just doesn't seem that Charlie would go down that cultic path.
Right, exactly. So, Ange, interesting enough, you may not know the difference that we're talking about. Ange says, sorry, I disagree, as God has allowed me to come to heaven when I was very much awake. So that's not the same. So when we're talking about astral projection and remote viewing, we're talking about going places in the demonic or even on the earth. When you're visiting the heavenly realm and the Lord, the Bible talks a lot about...
You're seated in heavenly places. You're already there.
Exactly. So, Paul visited the third heaven.
We're talking about purposely trying to use your mind to go to some place on earth, to another place, to astro project, to take your soul out of your body.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. If you were actually, like, if God is taking you and giving you a vision and you're like visiting him in heaven, that's not astral projection. You're still connected to your body.
It's not the same. We're not even talking about the same thing.
Yeah, this is here's the thing. That's what we're talking about. This is the natural people.
Mm-hmm.
This is, and even if you're a Christian, you don't want to astral project your soul to another place on the planet. Like, first of all, you can't. Philip was transported, but it was his whole body. Nowhere in Scripture do you go somewhere unless you're a witch. Only witches can see into that other spirit realm that way. Okay? So you don't want to mess with that, because you are messing with demons and you want to renounce it. And if you have astral project or had out of body experiences on purpose, you need to ask God about that. You need to bring it back in, rein it back in.
But so again, we're not talking about visiting heaven and anything like that. That's
no,
not the same thing.
And like, God can give you visions. I saw this car accident. I saw like visions, right? But it's not biblical that your spirit goes there.
Well, and it's also
and
not
that you're
biblical
showing
that you conjure it up.
Right.
like, oh, I need to see right now.
This is a cult thing. They call it your third eye. But in the spirit realm, God speaks to us in dreams and visions, and we see things. And you should, if you're a Christian, you should see things.
Right.
Okay, a few more stories tonight, just because we said we would tell you about it. Michelle, you want to tell people about this Ice Watch network where people are.
Oh my gosh!
The hypocrisy
you
of
didn't
it.
bring up the lady. You didn't find it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's the meme everywhere. The lady.
I just have this.
Okay. It's this Karen. No. It doesn't matter. I'll just tell it. It's better just to tell it, especially since the tech. So this woman, and I wish I had the picture of it. She has, she and her little neighborhood watch have made a patrol. Can you bring up on Twitter, Nick Freitas? We can pull it up from him. A patrol around the neighborhood. And she says to keep all of the wrong people out and the right people in. I'm paraphrasing. There it is. Hopefully he uploaded the video there. No, his thing was right there with the blue check mark. And there it is. That's it right there. Oh, here we go. Did you repost it?
Got it.
Okay, we're just going to listen to Nick do this because he's so funny and we haven't played him in a long time.
You don't want to give him the punchline?
No, he'll give the punchline. Better to give him the punchline.
He looks so cold.
I know.
Onto something. Apparently, everyone in her community has gotten together to set up a kind of a perimeter around their neighborhood where they can set up checkpoints in order to determine that only the people that they think should be within the perimeter are there. And I thought, man, this is incredible. What if we did something like this, but for the whole country, right? I don't know what we'd call it. Maybe a legally recognized geographical line of demarcation, something like that. And then we could have people just like her who would then patrol that line of demarcation. And maybe other people that would work within the interior of that perimeter in order to remove people who had illegally trespassed. Maybe we could do... Wait a second.
No, I'm going to go back and I can share the...
around their neighborhood.
Okay, pause, Nick. This is the there's a picture, okay, from CBS News, Minnesota. Anti-ICE activist describes roadblocks and traffic checkpoints that they set up in Minneapolis. She says, we are literally creating a place that we know who's coming and going in and out of our neighborhoods.
To try to keep ICE out.
And so that's been being shared because everybody's going like, wait, that's kind of backfired on you, lady.
I've got a couple of YouTubes on just these protesters if you don't want to have to.
Up here?
No, yes.
Okay.
I think you need to... Yeah. So these are some of those patrollers.
Alex Preddy, who was trying to pull a woman back who had just been pepper sprayed in the face. Like, I've done that.
It went down, so you can't hear it.
No, that was really loud. No, it actually didn't. Look, it's up away.
Through this work, you realize how much of the world is comfortably ignorant. And yet there's millions of people around America right now who are all having to live in fear every single day.
And I also think I've seen so many caring people on the other side of things that will do something and will stand up for what's right.
Yeah, I think when you get into this work, you operate and interact with some of the coolest people in the world. It's a community of people just fighting because they care about people. And I think that level of empathy and that level of care is like the peak of humanity and the peak of like who we could be as a people.
So these boys think that they're saving the universe by keeping ICE out of their community.
Is that it? Are there any more?
So they want to keep the bad guys out.
Savannah Guthrie.
No, I think that is the last one we have. So the idea behind that is that
not only the prayers,
they want to keep out people that they don't think should be there.
Mm-hmm. Now we still haven't played at all the big story, which was Glenn
here we
Beck.
go. It's the next one.
Okay. Is that a YouTube you have up?
It's the next one.
Okay. I'm still screen sharing.
Okay, so this was the story that I was leading. One of the stories I was leading with, actually. So I got what's the next one? These new things coming out of the Epstein files about Jeffrey Epstein were. My mom was playing them in the kitchen. I was like, "Wait, what is that?
Yes,
an old
news.
one?" No,
It
this is a
also
new one.
appears, according
Listen to this.
from CBS News.
Computer,
Newly
you work in
released
Jesus'
Department
name.
of Justice documents show that investigators reviewing surveillance footage from the night of Jeffrey Epstein's death observed an orange-colored
I
shape.
can't speed him up. I don't think.
Okay.
I
I could try, but it's so glitchy. It shouldn't be this.
I don't know about you,
glitchy.
but orange-colored shapes move around my house all the time. An orange-colored shape.
Come on, Glenn. You could do it. Come on, computer. You could do it. In the name of Jesus.
You got to make him small.
I don't know how much smaller I can make him. I don't think that that's going to do it.
I can tell you the punchlines, but I think it's better when he tells it.
Yeah, Glenn sounds so cool. He's Glenn.
Was moving up the staircase towards the isolated, locked tier where Jeffrey Epstein's cell was located at approximately 10:39 p.m. on August 9th, 2019. That entry in an observation log of the video from the Metropolitan Correctional Center appears to suggest something previously unreported by authorities. A flash of orange looks to be going up the L-tier stairs. Could possibly be an inmate escorted up to that tier. That's what's in their observation log. This again reported now by CBS News. It also appears, according to an FBI memorandum, that reviews by investigators left disparate conclusions by the FBI and those examining the same video from the Department of Justice Office of Inspector General. FBI log describes the fuzzy image as possibly an inmate. I don't know if you know this, but inmates at 1039 are not going around in that area outside of their cell. So FBI, that doesn't make sense. The Inspector General logs it as an officer carrying orange linen or bedding.
What?
Okay, we now know, they knew when they wrote that in there, they knew that bedding is delivered the shift before this, so it would have been 5 o'clock in the afternoon before these people were even in. That's when you deliver bedding. No one is allowed on that floor at 10:39. You would have to log in. So delivering bedding? No. The guards say that would have been a breach of protocol, and you would have had to sign something. The final report says approximately 10:39 p.m. an unidentified CO appeared to walk up the L-tier stairway. So we're no longer just an orange shape. This orange shape seems to have legs.
This is the
and then
weirdest
reappeared
layout.
within the
It
view
looks
of the
like a
camera
house.
at 10:41 p.m. Official reports state that Epstein died by suicide sometime before 6:30 a.m. when his body was discovered before breakfast. Blah, blah, blah. An in-depth analysis of surveillance video from the jail. CBS News previously reported on the figure on the stairs and consulted independent video analysts who say the movement was more consistent with an inmate or someone wearing an orange prison uniform than a corrections officer. The new records raise more questions about the activity near Epstein's tier late that evening. Official reviews of Epstein's death make no mention of the figure in... Official reviews of Epstein's death make no mention of the figure in orange. And later pronouncements from authorities, including the Attorney General at the time, Bill Barr, were that no one entered Epstein's housing tier the night of his death. Last summer, in an interview on Fox and Friends, then Deputy FBI Director Dan Bongino said, quote, "There's video clear as day. He is the only person in there and the only person coming out. You can see it." Prison employees interviewed by CBS News said escorting an inmate at that hour would have been highly unusual. The identification of the individual could have been crucial to reconstructing the events. You think so? Given that the sighting occurred within the estimated window of Epstein's possible time of death. Okay, I warn you, this is about to get worse. The staircase leading to his cell tier was captured by the only camera known to have been recording that night, positioned in a way that partially obscured the approach to Epstein's tier. Government investigators relied heavily on that footage in reconstructing the timeline of the events. But because of the camera's angle, it was not possible to rule out whether somebody could have climbed the stairs and entered the tier without being clearly visible. CBS News analysis of that video found additional contradictions between what the video showed and the official statements. Okay, you ready? Buckle up. I just learned some things in the next few paragraphs that I didn't know. Among those interviewed were the 2 corrections officers assigned to the unit that night. Let me just ask you, what do you know about these guys? All I know about these guys is they fell asleep. Okay, that's all I know about them.
It's actually
Tova Noel and Guito Bonhomme
I thought.
were assigned to the unit that night. They've not been publicly identified until now. Documents show Bonhomme was interviewed twice in September 2019 in sessions conducted in lieu of a grand jury subpoena. Interesting. According to Noel's account, Bonhomme had been working multiple consecutive shifts and slept while on duty for a period of approximately 10 p.m. and midnight. Investigators also questioned Noel about the unexplained change in the recorded number of inmates in the SHU, which appeared to drop from 73 to 72 sometime between 10 and 3 a.m. She said she was just probably mistaken about the discrepancy and told investigators she had no memory of a count changing. Okay, I'm just going to just dismiss that one. That's just somebody just writing the wrong number in. Okay, let's just go with that. You can't do it with the rest of this stuff. Neither officer were specifically asked about the orange-colored figure noted in the video observation log. Bonhomme told investigators that he did not remember the period between 10 p.m. and midnight, said he had no recollection of anyone walking up the stairs towards Epstein's tier around 10:30. Yeah, because he was asleep. He added, however, that a jail employee entering a tier alone would have violated all of their policies. Probably sleep would have too. A separate internal presentation, included in the document release, described a corrections officer believed by investigators to be Noel carrying linen or inmate clothing up to the tier. The 2023 Inspector General report did not identify Noel as the figure seen in the footage. In her interview, Noel told investigators, distributing linen was not part of my duties. I never gave out linen, ever, because that's done on the shift prior. Okay, so they leave this out in the Inspector General report, but they do not address the orange figure that is moving up. They just say it's not these two. You ready? Okay, here we go. Thomas and Noel failed to complete inmate counts at 3 a.m. and 5 a.m., as well as mandatory 30-minute wellness checks of Epstein. All night long, they didn't do any of those things. Thomas and Noel were later charged with falsifying records certifying the inmate counts had been completed. Federal prosecutors eventually dropped the charges in exchange for cooperation agreements that included interviews. A transcript of Thomas's interview, conducted 2 years after Epstein's death and released in the recent document disclosure, shows significant gaps in his recollection of the morning Epstein was found. Ready? Thomas told investigators he discovered Epstein in his cell shortly after 6:30 a.m. on August 10th, and that he ripped Epstein down from the hanging position. Investigators asked, what happened to the noose? What happened to the noose? Have you heard any of this before? What happened to the noose? Quote, I don't recall taking the noose off. I really don't. I don't recall taking the thing from around his neck. Noel, who remained standing at the cell entrance, told investigators she saw Thomas lower Epstein to the floor, but did not see a noose around his neck. The noose Epstein allegedly used has never been identified. According to the Inspector General's report, a noose collected at the scene was later determined not to be the noose used in Epstein's death. Okay, all right. First you had us believe that it was a paper noose. Now you're saying the paper noose that was found was not the noose that killed him. In fact, you can't find the noose, the paper noose. And this one was later added to the scene. By whom? By whom? By whom? By whom? By whom? Thomas also described Epstein as shirtless when they found him. Evidence records indicate a shirt believed to have been cut from Epstein's body was later returned from the hospital in a bag of personal stuff. New documents also show that New York City's Office of the Chief Medical Examiner reviewed the jail surveillance footage 6 days after the death as part of his investigation, but concluded the video was too blurry to identify any individuals. Hours later, the office publicly ruled Epstein's death a suicide. Wait, you don't have the murder-suicide weapon. The weapon that you do have, the noose, is not the noose that killed him. No explanation on how that arrived later at the scene. You have a blurry figure. I don't care that you can't identify. You have a blurry figure going up in the middle of the night, and you can't identify that individual, but it's a blurry figure going up, and yet you rule this a suicide. That is fascinating to me. By the way, CBS News previously reported on the office's unorthodox handling of the crime scene. Okay. let me do a commercial and then come back.
Okay.
And let's
We'll
just
pause it.
let's just think about
we can
this
just
for a
think
second,
about this,
shall we?
They told us for a fact that he strangled himself, but they've never presented with what he strangled himself. And the guy says, I can't remember taking the noose off. I just remember lowering him down.
Well, then it said that he was shirtless, but then it said he was shirtless when he found him, but there was a shirt that was cut off of him and returned with his personal items.
What is going on? What is going on? What is going on? So the idea that Dan Bongino and Kash Patel looked at us with those crazy eyes. It was like, he killed himself. He killed himself. He killed himself. I know it. I've seen the stuff. I've seen the stuff. I've seen all the stuff. Well,
there's nothing to see.
Like, aren't you former law enforcement? Like,
and what?
Wouldn't you we played the game Clue. You have to have a victim, a weapon, and a room.
But can somebody explain to me?
And then a motive.
How the footage that we've played, and there was always a gap in that footage.
There is a gap in the timing too.
No, that's where this belongs.
Oh, okay.
The person climbing the stairs is the gap in the footage. So if that was deliberately cut out, why? Why are we hiding evidence that's available?
Yeah.
What's the purpose? To what end? Why does that get cut out? We now know why. Because it would cause, it essentially, I will say the quiet part out loud. You have an inmate in an orange suit climbing the stairs to Jeffrey Epstein's cell, and then he dies. He was murdered. Like, it proves the person in the orange jumpsuit literally proves that Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself.
But what's crazy is that why is CBS reporting on this now? They all know this stuff. Newly released Department of Justice documents show that investigators reviewing surveillance footage from the night of Jeffrey Epstein's death observed an orange-colored shape moving up a staircase toward the isolated locked tier where his cell was located. That entry in an observation log of the video from the Met Correctional Center appears to suggest something previously unreported by authorities.
Unbelievable.
A flash of orange looks to be going up the L tier stairs. Could possibly be an inmate escorted up to that tier. It also appears, according to the FBI memorandum, that reviews by the investigators led to disparate conclusions by the FBI and those examining the same video from the Department of Justice Office Inspector General. Possibly an inmate. They don't know. Can they talk to that person? There's no way for you to interview anybody and say, hey, anybody in jail? Were you there? The Inspector General logs it as an officer carrying an orange linen or bedding.
But we just watched it. I hope you guys watched it with us.
Was orange.
It's clearly a person in an orange jumpsuit. So they're lying, and I don't
listen. If you're in prison with murderers, man. They do this in their sleep.
People get murdered in jail all the time. So I would have just gone with that. Be like, dude, somebody had a beef against him and they killed him. If you wanted to cover something up, just cover it up with that. The fact that you really tried to cover it up as if he killed himself, now we're all asking questions. Whereas, prior to that, we all would have been like, okay, somebody from the outside hired somebody on the inside to do a job, and you really wouldn't have given it. But it's because you all came to us with this phony, bogus story and said, here's this spoonful of ice cream as I'm, giving you the
I don't recall taking
chemical
the noose
snow.
off. I really don't. I don't recall taking anything off his neck.
But here's the problem with that. He's saying he took him down.
And what does he mean? The noose Epstein allegedly used has never been definitively identified. It's a crime scene. It's always a crime scene.
Well, and I would love to know
what do you mean it's never been definitively identified?
Autopsy reports should be able to tell you what type of object. If it was a sheet, they should be able to tell you that.
Listen, this basement is full. My basement is full of stuff.
Right.
Prisoners by nature don't have a lot of stuff in the room. This is an easy one. This is an easy one.
What I'm saying is we were told to believe that it was like sheets tied together. If that was the case, then an autopsy should be able to confirm that.
Epstein as shirtless when he found him. Evidence records indicate a shirt believed to have been cut from Epstein's body, later returned from the hospital in a bag of personal belongings.
And I agree. Kimberly says, why would their bedding be orange? That's weird. I agree. I don't think their bedding was orange. It's so stupid.
And then within hours, it was a suicide. And the medical examiner did not provide an estimate of how long Epstein may have been dead before his body was recovered. This is it's Dr. Michael Baden, a forensic pathologist retained by Epstein's brother, previously told CBS News that Epstein had likely been dead for several hours before he was found. But because the body had been moved, determining the time of death was impossible. Miss Noel will not be making any more statements in attempt to clarify this. Okay, so there you have it. That's the craziness there. Absolute
so
insanity.
Lisa with Touch My Prayer says, I don't believe that he died, or I don't believe at least that he was suicided in prison. We had actually had this conversation earlier before you got here, Lisa, because someone was saying, Stephen in the chat, which I respectfully disagreed with him on Charlie Kirk not being dead. And this is what I said. I said, I do believe that Epstein is dead. However, I would be more inclined to believe that Epstein was still alive than Charlie, because he's got the power, he's got the money, he's got the motive, he's got all those things to not be dead. Right. And so I'm not going to dismiss anything at this point, but what I will say is that everything that they've been feeding us by spoon is a lie.
But this is what's insane. It says there was a noose. I don't know if you can I do have this up. The noose at the scene was determined not to be used to kill him. So what? So Epstein was hanging around making ropes?
That's not a rope, though. It's like, it's clearly something from their uniform.
And it didn't work because it's too big. You can't kill yourself with a giant thing like that. You're just not, it's not going to happen. You're going to maybe hang on your chin for a little while. You can fall out. Like, that's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I had it up.
Oh, I didn't see it. I looked at the 4 you had up and I didn't see it there. So I just pulled it up. Hang on. We're going to get there.
This is just, it's not just weird. It's insane. It's so his former cellmate, Nicholas Tartaglione, I don't know how to say that, Tartaglione, who Epstein told his lawyers had roughed him up, begged a New York judge to move him to another prison after he said guards began. Look at that. Look how big that is. Like, that's not a noose, by the way. And so somebody decided real quick, tie it together, throw it in there.
I'm here to tell you, like, it's really hard to hang yourself in prison.
I think they make it specifically hard on purpose.
Like, and it's hard to hang yourself with a made up noose. It's hard to hang yourself, period. Like, unless you got to do it right. Like, that's not right. It doesn't look right to me. And so we're being told that this thing literally didn't kill him, but it's what was found. It's so ridiculous.
I would be more likely to believe that he's alive. Like, it doesn't throw me either way.
Nana says, I wouldn't be surprised if he isn't dead, but if he is, he was strangled. 7 says, I tend to believe them as Mossad takes care of their own. Nana says, coroner said his hyoid bone was, what is that? Is that a typo?
No, that's it. That's right.
Was broken, which indicates strangulation. My mom tried to strangle me and broke, oh my gosh, a tiny bone in my neck.
I'm so
I
sorry.
have always had trouble swallowing, and now I have to use a straw. Oh, that's so sad.
Lord have mercy on your soul.
Wow.
Wow. Well, Lord God, bring healing to that.
Amen.
Okay, well, listen, this is the end of our show, of all the negative news.
I did tell them we would do the Melinda Gates clip.
Do we have to?
Well, I played it, and it's literally the top 3 stories you gave me for today's show.
I know,
it's
but
in my intro.
I know, but I have to decide what's important.
It's in the intro, dude.
Well,
You
so
make the
who
call.
cares?
You
Who
send me the
cares?
stuff.
Who cares? It's who's
Okay,
watching
all right.
us.
You
Are
know
we
what?
We
You make your
literally
own
like
rules. You make your own rules.
this is
That's
my
fine.
show.
I'm gonna sneeze. Here,
I'm getting-
you can screen
you are-
share. I do need to go and gracefully blow my nose because I am feeling so much pressure on my head right now of stuff that was there draining. So I've been needing to do this for like 10 minutes. So.
Oh my gosh,
You're
that's
in
so
control.
funny.
Look, it's all up. Whatever you need, it's right there. You're already screen sharing.
Okay. For all you people who are like, that was in the story, Melinda Gates, and I accidentally closed out my article on this, but I think you still have it up. She's the ex-wife of Bill Gates. And she, in a very wild interview, wild interview, addresses the Department of Justice most recent disclosure. This is so weird. So supposedly there is an email, and it's kind of gross, that Epstein literally writes to Bill Gates that I have the, I don't know, Michelle's got me still screen sharing on that. I have Epstein is writing to Bill Gates that he wants to help Bill secretly medicate his wife after Bill Gates got an STD from a Russian girl. That's a literal, real email. But supposedly it was never sent. And so that's the silly part, I guess. And Bill Gates is saying it never happened. It wasn't real. I don't know why he would have written something like that because because it never happened and it never got sent. Now, where is she? Where is it? Let me see here. Looks like we both accidentally shut it down so that you can watch these Bill and Melinda Gates videos here. She is demon possessed, in my opinion. She lies very well, and she is covering. She says that she had to divorce Bill Gates because of, she's like, of course I had to divorce him. And she has to really distance herself from this because it's that bad, right? But the way she does it is disturbing. Like, she looks like a robot. And in my opinion, there's more that she knows. And there's obviously more that she knows than the rest of us can, get a peek into. Did Bill Gates have Russian girl? I think Bill Gates did. I think Bill Gates was definitely one of the guys that Epstein spent a lot of time with. Okay, so here is Melinda Gates' response.
Emails in the files suggest that Bill Gates had additional affairs and that he tried to get medication to treat a sexually transmitted infection and that he was going to give you the medicine without you knowing.
So weird.
His representative has said all of this is false. It is not on you to have to respond to the details of that alleged behavior, but I wonder what your dominant emotion is when you read these news articles with these details.
Sad.
You didn't have to
just
play
unbelievable sadness. Unbelievable sadness, right?
And she smiles. She's so creepy.
And again, I'm able to take my own sadness and look at those young girls and say, my God, how did that happen to those girls, right? And so for me, it's just sadness for, I left my marriage. I had to leave my marriage. I wanted to leave my marriage. I had to leave I felt I needed to eventually leave the foundation. So it's just sad. That's the truth, right? And it's kind of like, at least for me, I've been able to move on in life.
Oh,
wow.
it's so great for you, lady, that you have been able to move on in life. I'm so happy for you. There's a lot of people, and you know the things, right? You know the things.
She's got so much she could tell. She has so much she could tell. She is being so closed-mouthed.
And she's saying that he needs to
trying
answer.
to protect herself.
She is only about protecting herself, right? I believe she's only about protecting herself.
No, you played that. That's enough. We don't need to sit on this.
Well, this was another one. Yeah, this was another one. She was pressed on this, and she's not going to answer.
As a society, right? No girl should ever be put in the situation that they were put in by Epstein and whatever was going on with all of the various people around him. No girl. I mean, it's beyond heartbreaking, right? I remember being those ages those girls were. I remember my daughters being those ages, right? So for me, it's personally hard whenever those details come up, right? Because brings back memories of some very, very painful times in my marriage, but I have moved on from that. I purposely pushed it away and I moved on. I'm in a really unexpected, beautiful place in my life. So whatever questions remain there of what I can't even begin to know all of it, those questions are for those people and for even my ex-husband. They need to answer to those things, not me.
Well,
and I am so happy to be away from all the muck.
I wonder what your dominant emotion is.
Okay, you can
when
pause
you read
that.
these news articles.
That is such a cop out. Listen, lady, you could probably send your husband to prison. You know stuff.
She says it brings up deep, dark, painful parts of
dark,
her
painful
marriage.
parts of her. Like how? Why aren't you telling people what your husband is and what he's capable of? And
hang on,
you don't really care.
Put 2 and 2 together.
Yeah.
If the revelations of the little girls and Epstein Island brings up the most painful parts of your marriage, but yet you keep doing this motion that it has nothing to do with you. No, honey, sister, child. You've got a responsibility to the world to say what you know, and you don't get to, like, it's almost like I'm like, you don't even get to say anything about those little girls. You don't get to say anything about being sad for them because you have stuff that could bring justice for them, and you're sitting on it because that's not for you to answer. Is this a joke? Because you're in an unexpected, beautiful place right now, probably because you have billions of dollars. You're in an unexpectedly beautiful place right now, billionaire woman, but it's not for you to mess with. You know what that translates to? That's the little people. I don't have to deal with the little people. You're such a monster, so full of Satan.
She is. She's a monster. She's a monster. Okay, now we are going to attempt, because we are so glitchy, to end the show on a happy.
I like happy.
String of happy notes.
Love it.
Okay. We didn't play our commercial breaks during the show. We thank the mysterious anonymous Nick for bringing us up to speed, up to the 21st century. With
soon.
Our
I don't
show
know when, I don't know
here.
how soon, but we can go through as many shows as we need to, knowing
the hope
that it's coming. The hope
hope
of the
into
calling.
Exactly. The hope of your calling.
Amen.
And the riches and glory and the inheritance of a new system.
Seven Ann says, what about the hundreds of girls that have been harmed by the Gardasil shots that have been you've been experimented on?
Okay, so this is one of those weird, this weird voiceovers, but this is an actual true story that I thought was beautiful.
So this UPS driver had absolutely no idea that what he said to a doorbell camera for just 17 seconds was about to change not only his life, but a homeowner's life forever. You see, Jessica Kitchell and her husband, who live in Roswell, Georgia, had just welcomed their weeks-old newborn baby boy, Chansey, into the world. And like many new moms, especially after a C-section, Jessica was exhausted and emotional, spending most of her days at home trying to recover. But then, one afternoon, everything changed when her doorbell camera sent an alert to her phone. She checked it and saw something she never expected. Standing at her door was a seasonal UPS driver. He looked into the camera and said,
"If this is the It's a Boy house, I hope all is going well with your newborn. I had a child around the same time you guys did, and I just hope everything is going good. God bless. Happy holidays."
Then he walked away. It turned out he had noticed a Stork lawn sign that read, "It's a boy." As a brand new father himself, he felt compelled to say something. And little did he know, that short message meant everything to Jessica. She replayed the video again and again, then shared it on Instagram, wishing she knew the driver's name. Around the same time, she also left a box with baby supplies and a thank you note on her porch, just in case the driver ever came back. As the video spread, UPS reached out to her and helped identify the driver. That's when she learned his name, Dallin Harrell, a 24-year-old living in the Atlanta area. After speaking with Dallin by phone, Jessica learned his baby's name was Devereaux, nearly 3 months old, and that he and his fiancée had never even had a baby shower. So she shared his existing baby registry and wish list on Instagram, asking others to help bless his family the same way he had blessed hers. And people actually did. Diapers, wipes, baby clothes. So many packages arrived that another delivery truck had to haul them in. A few days later, she and Dallin finally met in person when he returned to her house on another routine delivery. The moment was heartwarming. They stayed in touch after that, and just when it seemed like the story was over, something bigger happened. After the holidays, UPS offered Dallin a full-time, permanent job with his own route, which he accepted. And all of this happened because of one small act of kindness that multiplied into something no one ever expected.
Oh,
I just love that. I did cry when I watched that. I was so happy. Okay, so this dog, there's a fire in this house.
No.
And a police officer is trying to get the dog to come out, but the dog is like, I can't go anywhere without my leash.
Nuh-uh.
Hey, buddy, come on. Come on.
Oh, slipped out your hand. Can't get me. Fire.
Sorry, buddy.
Wait, nope.
Come on.
Nope. 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 Wait.
You're a good boy. Come on, Oakley.
He sat down.
Oh my gosh.
This way, Oakley.
Oh my gosh, that's so cute.
He's like, I can't go anywhere without my leash. Three
sneezes. I'm so sorry.
Move my hand away. Okay, now this is legit just funny. It was just funny.
What? He's climbing the wall. Has he ever done that?
You're not let him stop the video.
Well, I wanted to read it. You got to start at the beginning. It says, "Where are you? Your hamster is stuck." He's like, "What?"
He's climbing the wall.
So I started at the beginning.
Okay. Ready?
Yeah.
Have you seen this? Where are you? Your hamster's stuck. Dad. What? He's climbing the wall. Has he ever done that? Can he get down his own? What?
I posted a picture of the hamster. It's a real hamster. It's a real hamster.
Do I leave him alone? He went ninja mode and now he thinks he doesn't stop. I should be fine. I'll be back from work in 15 minutes.
That's his dad. He's texting his dad.
Not funny. Tomorrow I'm going to wake up and he's going to be trying to drive my car.
He's going to be trying to drive my car.
We don't know what he's capable of.
We don't know what he's... Oh my God.
That is a very dexterous hamster. Oh my gosh. I need to know how that came to be.
Okay, I do too. Okay, let's see. We're skipping you. You're sad. We're at the happy part of our ending. Okay, this was great. I think we're gonna end with some bluegrass.
my soul. It made my heart in love, and he wrote my name above. And just a little talk with Jesus made me
Come on.
Now let us have a little talk with Jesus. Let us tell him all about our troubles. He will hear our faintest cry, answer by and by. And when you feel a little prayer will turn in, you know a little fire is burning. You will find a little talk with Jesus makes it right. Sometimes my path seems drear without a ray of cheer, and then a clouded out may hide the light of day. The mist of sin may rise and hide the starry sky, but just a little talk with Jesus clears the way. Now let us have a little talk with Jesus. Let us tell him all about our troubles. He will hear our faintest cry, answer by and by. And when you feel a little prayer will turn in, you know a little fire is burning. You will find a little talk with Jesus makes it right. I may have doubts and fears, my eyes be filled with tears, but Jesus is a friend who watches day and night. I go to him in prayer, he knows my every care, and just a little talk with Jesus makes it right. Now let us have a little talk with Jesus. Let us tell him all about our troubles. He will hear our faintest cry, answer by and by. And when you feel a little prayer will turn in, know a little fire is burning. You will find a little talk with Jesus makes it right. Have a little talk with Jesus. Let us tell him all about our trouble. He will hear our faintest cry, answer by and by. And when you feel a little prayer will turn in, know a little fire is burning. You will find a little talk with Jesus makes it right. He makes it right.
Oh, that's good. That's the Backwoods Bluegrass Band.
Oh, I just love it.
That's good.
Things are going wrong. Let's just have a little talk with Jesus. He will make it right.
That's good. Tell him all about our troubles.
Okay.
That's it?
That's it.
Oh, I have more commercials. Sunday, I'm going to bring my commercials. What was that?
I'm counting. Oh, you want me to tell the secret?
What?
The secret, you're like, Leah, we got to get our shows under 3 hours.
Oh, all you can do is
And
watch up here. It's 3 hours and 1 minute and 50 seconds.
People are struggling. Past 3 hours, we're losing them after 3 hours. So we got to keep it under 3 hours. People look at it like, I can't watch that. I can watch a 3 hour video, but 3 hours and a minute, I'm out.
Oh,
So it's for you. We're trying to get the shows
Touched by Prayer, aka
back
Lisa
under control.
Perna, says, I grew up with bluegrass and folk music because of my brother. Boom. Nana says, I'm not a big country person, but I love me some Gaither gospel. Nana says, I'm getting chills.
Lisa,
Good night,
I'm
Lisa.
so glad you're here.
Go
I just love
subscribe
Lisa.
to Touched by Prayer. Click on her profile. It's purple where I'm looking at it right now. Lisa Perna, amazing righteous woman of God. She has her own podcast. She's been doing this a long time. And she always has encouraging messages.
Lisa has a real ministry
Yeah, she
of
does.
deliverance
She's the
and prayer and inner
legit.
healing.
Amen.
Not those fakers out there.
No.
She's
real
legit.
deal.
We love her so much.
Love you, Lisa. So reminder to everybody, maybe you want to make a last minute trip to Indiana tomorrow.
Right. Speaking of inner
to
healing and deliverance, Lisa's in
resistancechicks.com.
Jersey, so she does all kinds of stuff on the East Coast.
Resistancechicks.com. Go to the show and event calendar. You can find tag or just message me if you can't get a hold of the information for whatever reason. It's in Brookville, Indiana.
No, Oxford.
Oxford. Why did I always say Brookville,
Brookville,
Indiana?
Ohio.
No, that's where Gateway Church is. Well, Gateway Church is in Brookville, Indiana.
That's true.
Neil's in
Don't
Brookville,
go to Brookville.
Ohio.
Go to Oxford, Ohio.
No, Oxford,
Indiana.
Indiana.
Oh my gosh.
Jeez. Could we find an Indiana, like, is there Gary, just anything gonna happen in Gary, Indiana? Because that's the only one I know that's like exclusive.
Indianapolis.
Okay, there you go. Okay, so Dan Patch Revival.
Oxford, Indiana.
Tag and Becky.
Dan Patch.
Tomorrow night, food, family, fellowship, worship, deliverance, a good message. Resistance Chicks family type people will be there, even though Lee and I can't make it.
Well, yeah, I don't want you praying for nobody. We thought about it.
I think I'm well. I think I'm not contagious anymore. What's
Okay.
happening now is everything that was there.
Well, yeah, you need an antihistamine is what you need.
No, it's stuff that has been building for 4 days has to come down from the mountains of my mind. My mind is a mountain. That's the way the iceberg is melting. That's what I'm feeling. It's like it's all got to get out. Lisa says, I'm coming to Ohio in June. Well, that's exciting. Send us the details and we'll put it up on our calendar and maybe we can join you. We'll see. That's awesome, Lisa. So tomorrow night, if you guys want to make it to Oxford, Indiana, please, 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 please go. You will not be sorry. Like you will literally, I don't have a money back guarantee, but like you won't be sorry. What else was I going to say? Oh, so our sale. I was going to do a Valentine's Day post. I haven't had time to do it. So it would be a public promo code, except for I don't have time to make it public yet.
You can share it with your friends
now. You always could have shared it with you. Love 2026 will save you 10% on our website. And the Leah and Michelle God's Little Acre,
Almanac.
The Homestead Almanac is available. Remember, you didn't miss a month. It starts in February. It did not start in January. It starts in February. It's one of the coolest things we've ever done. It's like we wrote a book.
So yesterday I made some more sauerkraut. You can learn how to ferment the vegetables. Everybody's like, well, how do you do it? Recipes in here.
Yeah, so it has all pictures from our homestead. It's got founding fathers quotes. It has scriptures. It has this day in history stuff and all kinds of like really fun things that we're going to be doing on our homestead that month. It's got a thing on the side of it so you can add your own little things that you want to do. We've got suggestions. Leah's giving away all the months here. So, and there's just it's so fun. Like, I'm so excited about it.
I'm not giving anything away because you won't know what you're missing.
My heart and soul
these were the horses
this.
I was with today. It was snowing.
Yeah, so please share this with anybody that you know that loves the country, wants to live in the country, dreams about the country, or does any garden at all whatsoever. Thank you, Lisa. She says, send me the link and I will put it up on my broadcast. You're amazing. Nana says, I'm a bona fide tinfoil hat gal. Love the rabbit hole. You're awesome. So I still have to get Heather's video. I can't find it now that she did on our calendar. I will find it. I'll play it. And I said I was going to play it tonight. I didn't. Just keep in mind when I make promises.
I have every intention to do it.
I said we were going to pray over the anointing oils tonight. They're not done. Because I'm not going to make y'all's oils and get y'all sick, even though the oils would kill anything. I can guarantee to you.
It
would
real.
100%
I'm using it right now. I haven't, in Jesus' name, I haven't gotten sick. It started with Patriot Gallery, went to Michelle.
And
I ended the generation.
The curse ends with me. No, it ends with me. That's how that works.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Chris says, your almanac is useful and totally cool. That's awesome. Praise God.
It's going to be so cold tonight, you guys, if you live in the Ohio Valley. Just be careful.
Yes. Yeah, or anywhere in that, not just the Ohio Valley, but on that same plane,
well, there's it's coming down in this like swath where over there in like Oklahoma, it's not
getting as bad.
No.
There's been a lot of comments over on Instagram tonight, so that's been fun to see.
Love you guys over at Instagram.
Yeah, we love you guys at Instagram. I don't know why Instagram plays the videos small. I think it's a glitch, but if you ever see us live on Instagram, come find us on Rumble or Facebook or any one of the YouTubes we're running. I love the YouTube people. So Nana, I did put your order together today. It's going to go out tomorrow. She says, I wondered why you ordered an extra one. I gave my calendar to my bestie and I had to get another one.
Oh,
and Nana also ordered, I hope you don't mind me telling, another hair oil. What are you doing with all these hair oils? This is your third one, I think, that you have purchased. Are you giving those away too?
She said she was using it on her hair and she loves it.
That's awesome. Okay, so I think that's it for us. Love 2026 will save you 10% on our website, shop.resistancechicks.com. Oh, I do need to do this because God gave me a kick in the pants in confirmation, so I have to do this.
God kicked you in the pants?
Well, sort of. People like to say that he does that. So God's been giving me all these little, and I say the word little, it's so, earlier, Kathy Little joins the chat. And you literally said little, little, little. And right when you said little, 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 I looked over and I saw little. And I was like, okay, normally that would just be a coincidence. But I've been getting so many of those little things everywhere.
Okay.
I can't stand it. Today, I was thinking about Trinity Debt Management. And we are partnered with them. And how we needed to tell you guys about Trinity Debt Management. And as soon as I thought, tonight I need to make sure that I say something about that on the show, my Charles Spurgeon sermon, he says, what's the scripture about the debt? Oh my gosh. It's the not the wages of sin is death. Anyway, Charles Spurgeon quotes debt, like literally.
Okay.
He quotes debt. Like as soon as I think the word debt, I hear it. from Charles Spurgeon. So I'm listening from the Lord
So
God
how
Almighty.
do people get to it? Did you put the phone number on the website?
Yes. resistancechicks.com/Trinity. It's super simple. All the information that you need
But
is there.
I go there and I don't see a phone number. Like, how do you actually get to Trinity?
You click on the link. It takes you to their website. So you go to
I
my
want a
website.
phone number. I told you to put a phone number on our
I
website.
think I did. If I didn't, I'll do it.
Okay.
Okay. resistancechicks.com/Trinity will take you to
That's
their
what
website.
I want to know.
But you can just go to Trinity Debt Management. You can Google it. It's fine. Just tell them that Resistance Chicks sent you. If you tell them that Resistance Chicks sent you and you actually enroll, your $50 enrollment fee is completely
And
waived.
why are you doing that? If you guys have, this is not a sales pitch, okay? This is legit.
No,
Michelle and I
it's
did
real.
not want to bring this. This is not a thing for us. This is a thing for you guys. That if you are struggling with 25%, even like, anything like above 15% interest rates
on your credit cards.
It happens. You have to put a car on it.
Nobody cares.
Car repair on it.
You don't need to explain it. You don't need to. You're not going to hear from the Christians don't get in debt stuff. It don't end anything.
You
but
should
to
just
love
already
them.
like.
You should be
that's
better.
not helpful. It's
That
not
is-
helpful.
No, you need answers.
And so here's the thing: it's not even just credit cards. It's any of those like catalogs and things that you've bought. Like a lot of older people, if you have any, like if your mom or grandparents, maybe they're paying on things. Like they bought a bunch of Christmas things from those Christmas catalogs, and they're like, oh, just 5 easy payments of this, and then it rolls into like sometimes like 50% interest. Like it's insane.
If you are buried under financial issues, not just the credit card interest, Trinity actually has resources to help you even beyond what they can do. So
Absolutely.
please give them a call and tell them that Resistance Chicks sent you. They are a Christian family-based, not-for-profit company. We did an interview with them.
There is. It's 1-800-793-9049. 1-800-793-9049. They're Christians. They will pray with you on the phone.
Yeah.
They don't want you. They know that you don't want to be in debt. They want to help you. They're praying for miracles, and they see miracles every day. And this is a actual it's great to pray with people. It's another great way to like give somebody an answer. Like
exactly.
Out.
Exactly. So resistancechicks.com/Trinity. Tell them Resistance Chicks sent you. You do not need to be embarrassed. They will take away your shame.
They will.
Any guilt, anything. Yesterday is the day that you needed to do this. If you are
Please
if you
don't
are under credit
pay
card debt.
more than the interest. The
Yes.
interest is what's probably killing you. If you're on a 0%, you're fine. Okay. If you have interest rates above like 15%, especially those higher ones, please call them. It's not necessary.
Right. Well, I don't know what they can do. Even if you have any kind of interest rate.
Yeah.
Call them.
And here's the thing. If you have like a family emergency or something, they can even do more to help you. Like if you have like an actual, like we did.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to throw that out there. I know Christmas is over and you guys are probably like just trying to stiff upper lip it. I'll be fine. We'll be fine. There's no reason to do that. Like there's literally no reason. So resistancechicks.com/Trinity. They are amazing. And it was funny. I was in Dr. Jack's the other day. What commercial played? Trinity. It did. It played on the Christian radio station.
Let's pray
I
them
was really
out.
proud.
God, I just thank you if anybody's sick that you bring healing to them. I thank you for my sister Lisa that you bless her ministry and people get saved, healed, delivered. We lift up the revival tomorrow. I just pray that heaven will rain down
Amen.
on Oxford, Ohio, and the Dan Patch
No,
area.
Indiana.
Oxford, Indiana. We're not staying in Ohio. We're going. Please, you're running. Please go to Indiana, Oxford, Indiana. That the Holy Spirit will just show up at Tag and Becky's house, and that the right people will be there who need their miracle, and that there'll be inner healing happening through all of them. You just give them wisdom and guidance and signs and wonders and words of wisdom, words of knowledge, gifting of healing, the gift of faith. I just thank you that the Spirit is flowing through everybody who's watching right now. I know I'm going to do the whole like crazy thing, but just lift your hands up to heaven right now and
There's
just
always
receive
a touch of heaven for you.
everything. This is why I actually quoted Lisa to our friend Lorraine, as Lisa would say, Papa. Papa is always wanting to bless his children with more gifts of the Spirit, more of his presence, more understanding, less fear. And I just thank you, Father God, for blessing every single person out there, for giving them wisdom and knowledge and understanding, for wiping away their debts, for healing their marriages, for healing their minds and their souls. And I just thank you that you're going to wrap up 2025 and all that craziness that happened in their lives and you're going to kick it to the curb. And that as we are in the month of February, you are going to bless every single person in 2026. You're going to open doors for them that no man can shut. And you will shut those doors that should not be open. We thank you for blessing them, healing Michelle up all the way, healing everybody who needs a touch of God right now.
Amen.
In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. And I thank you for this new computer that's coming so we can stream.
And you bless that wonderful,
Amen.
awesome family who you all know who they are, but we can't tell you.
Well, I just don't want to until it's like,
Yeah.
I just was going to wait. That's all.
Okay.
Okay. We'll see you guys on Sunday for our World News program and the Real Deal commercial breaks with Michelle. I'm just going to pull them all up. I'm going to tell Lee she doesn't have to get World News.
Fun.
All right. We love you guys. God loves you. God bless. Remember, it's not just a conspiracy theory if it's actually the truth. And we will see you next time right here from resistancechicks.com.